On your mark. Get set. Go!
Oh, it's time, everybody. Time for industry. Time for expansion. Time for building and transporting and doing so much more. Welcome back. Good to see you all here. How's everybody doing? Welcome to your first look here on the channel at Industry Giants 4.0. No, not that one. There. All right, welcome aboard. Good to see you all here. We're going to take our first look at this game that just dropped today, right now. You can get it in the link in the description or at the top of the pinned chat there. Today's stream is sponsored by the makers of Industry Giants 4.0. Going to take a look here at some of the pictures and intro to the game, and then we'll play it ourselves. Now, we've already played this game a little bit You guys really liked it because we played the demo, then there was an updated demo, and I liked it quite a bit too. Well, that's why we came back again. But it's a very beautiful game with the autumn colors. This is something that I continued to praise in the game a few times, so certainly like that. Wow, Knock, thank you very much for the, wow, a truckload. Speaking of industry giants, yes, straight out of the factory. Yeah. Oh, a delivery via our trucking company. Thank you, dude, for the 20 gifted memberships. We have ourselves a beautiful scenery here, though, of a factory. And so one of the things that we've learned in the game so far is the ability to grow things, crops and whatnot at farms, and also cut down trees, make beams and other things like that to then make things for hardware stores. So this game allows us to do like a full circle industry where we take something like a farm and then we bring it to a food processing plant, and then we make, like, I don't know, packaged, let's just say canned green beans or something, for example, and then bring it to a grocery store that we can own. So there's a whole production chain of growing a crop, bringing it to a food processing plant, like bread or something like that, grain to like a bakery to make bread, and then selling it at a grocery store that we own. So it's like a full circle industry. And then from that, we can grow cities. So in a little bit of a sense, it's a city builder because we get to build in these cities, like that beautiful highway there, supply them with the goods that they need in order to grow, and then as they grow, their needs become more diverse, and thus industry continues to grow. It's like, kind of a two-step, it's like a hydra, like you solve a problem and then two more come along, except the problems are actually business opportunities. These are markets for us to sell to. So, that's a great picture too. But anyway, this basically breaks it down as to what, basically we could do in the game. Everything via rail, big O trucks, brother, and highways too, and trains. That seems to be some sort of a quarry. And then we deliver to all these beautiful looking cities via train or truck. And we can also start our own trucking company. So chat, you know what that means. Tucker hat, brother, yeah. It's a little sunny out today, chat. There we go. Let's get our, wait, do we have a hat around? Wait, I want a different one. All right, I got to get a regular old trucker hat's in the other one. But anyway, Tucker hat, brother, yeah. Well, let's watch a couple videos on the basic idea of the game, and then we'll go play. This will be a good way to break down everything that we get to do. In a game like this, obviously an early access game, we might not be able to do everything there is to do in our stream, so just keep that in mind as we keep on trucking. So there you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. We'll be live. Thank you very much, High9, for the 5, too, by the way. We'll be on this Steam store page after the stream. So this stream right here will be on Steam. So say hi to Steam, everybody. Hi, Steam. And yeah, so the later parts of the video will be mostly gameplay. But let's take a look at the trailer, and then we'll go play it. A legend returns. That's me. Train. Ooh. Airplanes. All right, so there you go. Early access out today.
I was planning to buy Gas Station Simulator, and when I looked at the page on Steam, it showed one of your old live streams that is playing.
Then we're going to be here right here, so that's going to be cool. So after this, that's where we will be. So if you missed the stream, you can also check it out on Steam. Thank you, dude. Okay, so yeah, we have ourselves a pretty neat looking game so far with a lot of things we can do. So let's get started. Now, we've already done the tutorial previously, but, we'll jump in basically where we left off on the first mission. And I wonder, is there, let me check here real quick. Okay, there's not a demo. Not at the moment. So yeah, Steam store page is linked there. 20% off for launch day at $20 for this game. $20. There's also a gold official guide edition for $27 and a supporter edition too. I think that might come with the, did it have a soundtrack in there or something? Let's see. Usually a digital supporter and the base edition. Yeah, okay, so that's with the woo! With the official guide. All right. Welcome to Industry Giant 4.0 Early Access, folks. Early Access. So everything you see here, you're definitely welcome to comment on and ask questions about. The devs will be in the chat, and we're going to be in contact with one of the devs in just a moment, and then we will give feedback. And I'm sure there's a roadmap and other things that people might be able to report as bugs or ask for features or whatever. So, yeah. Oh boy. Knock, thank you for your support too. All right, I'm going to adjust audio stuff here. We'll see how that goes. Graphics.
The myth, the legend, Sir Raptor himself. Everyone hit that like button, chat, and subscribe.
Yeah!
Tickle that bell to never miss any content.
That's right. Knock knows what's up, dude. Knock, knock. Who's here? You. All right, let's check it out. Let's see what we can do. So single player. We got my company. So there's the tutorial and then 3 missions here. And then big bull that says watch the release stream. Don't know what that means. That might be a mission maybe coming later in after early access. I'm not sure. But we have a couple of scenarios here plus the tutorial. So that's good. And then difficulty, which we can customize. So we have easy, medium, hard, and then custom for difficulty, which might... Oh yeah, okay. So that's preset there. So if you choose hard difficulty, then it's a low starting budget and low sales prices. And then vice versa. We might start on easy just so we can see the most amount of the game. More money is good. I don't know what custom does. Oh, custom unlocks these. So you can have a low starting budget but with high sales prices. That's cool. You get to play how you want. Maybe we'll throw that on easy. All right, let's check it out. Let me do a little bit of a phone call here. Yeah, no, yeah. There's already been gift bombs. Chat's already delivering. They're already coming through on those heavy deliveries. Okay, let's ring. Hello?
Hey.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Let me balance some audio here. Who are you? Who is this?
Hi, I'm CEO of Don vs. Dodo.
Makers of Industry Giant 4.0?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Correct.
Wow. Well, welcome. Good to have you here.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
You're already doing a stream of this game?
I did one, yes, starting at 7, so primetime release here in Germany with Riding Bull.
I see. So a long day already.
Well, it has to be its release day, but it's fine, I guess.
It's a big day. How do you feel
It's
on
also
release
a lot of
day?
fun.
Nerves? A lot of nervousness?
I think a little nervous, yeah. I mean, it's our first release, so first game that we released and developed so far. It's actually my first release that I do in video games, so but I'm super excited.
Super excited, yeah. So a lot to learn then. A lot to learn.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward for feedback for our game.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we often praise here on the channel is anytime that we play a game, especially in early access, I always encourage everybody, especially afterwards in the comment section, because I know devs watch these videos or streams, and it's a great way to get feedback outside of the usual, you might have your testing groups, you might have your Discord, but there might be people who just stumble upon it and be like, oh, that'd be cool if this were different, or, oh, I'm confused about that. So it's a good area to like identify things to focus on, possibly. Do you have a roadmap already for the game?
Yes, we do. Of course we have. So are you interested in any details, I guess?
I would love to hear details about the roadmap for Industry Giant 4.0 out now in the link in the description.
So yeah, I guess the most important thing for us right now is get everything that we get as feedback incorporated into the game as soon as possible. We do have some balancing improvements lined up. And then obviously, I mean, you've played it already, but I think we can do a little bit better job in how the user interface presents the player with all the numbers and guides the players. So this will be our second main focus to get that easier and more understandable.
That's good. So you're just going to improve on what's there and reformulate and just reorganize, make it more clear.
Yes, at least for the first 3 months, and then there's also ships that we promised.
Oh,
so,
right.
Yes, we will deliver ships then as well.
Right. And since this game is primarily focused on industry, then the trains, the trucks, and the ships are all focused on cargo and bulk carrying too.
Yes.
So, All right, very interesting. Now, also, you guys were very nice in sending over a bunch of keys for the chat for this game. Is that right?
That sounds right, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, obviously, we want to give out keys as soon as possible.
That's very nice. Chat's being very nice today. They're very excited for the game, and they've really loved the previous streams on it for the previous demos that we showcased. So if anybody would like a key for the game, I already messaged Indrid in our Discord. Indrid, are you in the chat, by the way? I sent a couple of keys to Indrid. Oh, and I see Stromby's here now, too. So, yeah, so everybody's welcome, including our mod, Stromby and such. We'll go to our Discord. Everybody's welcome, !Discord. And in about like 30 minutes, Indrid, if you could drop one of those keys without the last letter and number missing, everybody's going to just have to guess, and then we have a few keys. So if we don't give them all away during our stream, we certainly will be playing this one again in the future, and so we can do more giveaways there. So everybody, follow the Discord, and then jump in there for your chance to win. Okay, so we've already done the tutorial before. I think we got pretty well through that, and I remember some of the basics here, but I think we'll start with neighbors then. So it looks like currently there's three, other than the tutorial, three other scenarios. Neighbors, Mountain Valley, and Twin Peaks.
That's correct, and they increase in size. So Neighbors is just a bit bigger
Right.
than the tutorial, and Mountain Valley and Twin Peaks are even bigger than that.
So it's 3x3, 4x4, 6, and 8x8. And then what's Big Bull? What's Watch the Release stream? What's this?
That was actually a special we did with Riding Bull, the stream I just finished. So he actually did a map with my co-founder and our game designer, Dodo. So yeah, actually there is a key command, a very secret key command that you can press to unlock the Big Bull map right now. And for everyone who doesn't have that key command, they will be available to, or have that map available tomorrow.
Ooh, okay. So that's like a little secret early access for everybody.
It is.
Oh, that's cool. All right, very good. So Big Bull is, and that's probably bigger than the other maps?
That's the biggest map we have right now, which is 10 by 10 kilometers, so 100 square kilometers.
Wow. So is 100 square kilometers going to be the biggest map? Is that like the big size we're going for?
So for now, yes, but we also do understand that players want even bigger maps, and we also want bigger maps, but I mean, it is a technical issue and a performance issue, so we need to really make sure that we have a good system behind that to get bigger maps working, but we want to have them, yes.
Gotcha. Chat's asking too, it says, what does it mean by scenarios? Is there set missions or is there more free play? Will there be a free play mode for the game?
Yeah, so currently basically all maps except for the tutorial do have one mission or one goal you can achieve, but we definitely want to dive deeper into that, so have maybe even customizable winning conditions. But at the end, it will be, at the end of every map, you can choose to play the map indefinitely,
right.
So it's going to be open-ended.
So you can play as long as you want. So now how will multiplayer work then? Is that going to be goal-oriented too?
And that's exactly the thing we still want to think about more. How we want to have the multiplayer to be playable. Is it going to be co-op or co-op with kind of a thing where you're still playing against each other? Is it going to be a competitive against another player? So that's a bit in the open right now because we haven't completely decided and committed to one thing.
Okay.
But we definitely want to have multiplayer in.
I like that. I like that idea. And I also like the missions too. I'm all for free play, chat, but I think everybody knows that no matter what game we're playing, I do like a guided goal. And I do also like that when I complete the goal, that it just doesn't go back to the menu and be like, okay, you're done. But you get to continue to improve upon or perfect what you've already built, which is nice. Especially if that's a great way to learn, to go past and beyond what you've already started. All right, I'm going to start with a company then. And maybe we'll do the neighbor scenario.
Yeah, sure.
Two cities close together, which one will grow and which one will thrive? It's your choice, or can you manage to make them grow together over time? 4x4, 16 square kilometers. Now, these cities, too, there's like a, what would you call it? Like a, time will pass and the city's appearances will look different? Is that a thing? Or is it based on their growth that changes?
It's both.
Both.
So the appearance will change if the town building gets upgraded or the town builds a new building. So there could be, if the town does not grow at all, there could be buildings from 1950 even all the way to 2020.
Oh, okay. So there's buildings throughout the whole. So yeah, we're starting in 1950 now. Does every scenario start in 1950?
Yes, we will. Right now, we will always start in 1950, and the content ranges to 2020. So after that, you will not see any buildings change or new vehicles appear. But we also want for the future to have a custom start date that the player can set.
Oh, that's nice. Now, I'm no expert, but I assume that most of these cities are based on German cities and buildings.
We actually, we used AI to generate 2D images of kind of mixed buildings.
And, really?
We asked it to do a mix between European and American buildings.
Oh.
And this is basically what it came up with. So we were trying to kind of mix the two styles, so we're not set on each of the styles.
This is a perfect example right here. I feel like, yeah, we've got the German style on the left, more American on the right, with the awning and different windows and such. So 2D images that you then made into 3D by just custom doing that by hand?
Yes.
Wow.
So all 3D assets are handcrafted. We actually, for the town buildings, we have someone who studied architecture, so he kind of, had some insights into how buildings look as well. And for the 2D images, we just used them as references in the end.
I still love how, even though it's the 50s, we're seeing a lot of cars from like the 80s. There's a nice mix here of things, and it's always funny to see that like in early access where some cars are definitely from like the 50s or before, which would make sense, and then some cars are just like a huge plastic bumper. I always enjoyed that about the demo. Like right here. That's funny. These buildings look good. All right, so our first goal then is we need to set up industry to supply both these cities with goods. And
exactly.
What do we find out what they want? Demand. Oh, so they want fashion, groceries, and a hardware store at 1. And Blackham is the name of one city, and the other city is here at Thornford. Ah, wonderful. Oh, look at all the trees. And we got some windmills. I'm assuming the windmills are probably just aesthetics. Nothing we can do with those.
Yes.
Okay.
And also, arguably, they don't fit into the 1950s settings, obviously. So there is more assets that we want to bring in during the early access that fit better into the times or the time frame we have currently. So yeah.
So that's something that could appear later over time, is that windmills could pop up on the map later as energy needs change.
Exactly, yeah.
And we got a big old port here as well, which I think we can sell to or import from.
Yeah, you can actually do both. So if you have overproduction and don't know where to sell it, then just ship it to there and sell it on the global market, but at a reduced price, obviously.
And each of these territories have different like restrictions for being a light industrial zone or a farmland because of fertility or government restriction or whatever. So we can't just build what we want where we want. We have to play by certain rules. Like no one's going to build anything on the mountain.
There's actually something on our roadmap that's about at least half a year in the future that we want to tackle that, but that covers favor and image. So that's going to be 2 more currencies that we want to implement. And then maybe you would want to, I don't know, have a special zone that does not allow heavy industry, but you want to convince the mayor or the landlord or whatever the correct term in English is, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But convince them with a favor that you want to build heavy industry in there, and then you could use that currency for that, for example.
Interesting. Okay. So that's something that you can generate through maybe
some means,
goodwill or something, or by by supplying the town for long enough they trust you, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay, well, let's get started then. So the first city required like a hardware store and other. It looks like they both require the same: groceries, fashion, and hardware store for now.
Yes.
So I think we'll start with food. That seems to be quite easy. So there's 2 farm areas there, and another one up here. Kirkwood is a nature reserve. Oh, no buildings allowed there. That's cool. But there's actually restrictions for that.
And that will also be something you might be able to change with favor, for example. If you say, no, I definitely want to build in there, but then maybe your your image will go down because citizens say, well, why would you build in a nature reserve?
Exactly.
Why would you be allowed to do that?
Exactly. Okay, so for our industry then, so we're going to start from the beginning. So if we're probably the easiest thing to do, or the most logical one would be, it probably is the best thing for a city to have food, so people will move in and stay there. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to live if you've died to death from not being able to eat. So we're going to provide them stuff from the agricultural farm, but we also have chemical factories, coal mines, copper mines, food processing, foundry, furniture works, iron mine, livestock farms, logging camps, oil wells, paper mills, press works, printing works, quartz mines, sawmill, textile factory, and a tool factory for now. And then as time goes on, will there be more industries too in the current early access build?
Yes, definitely. So we plan to expand on that even more because, I mean, obviously Industry Giant lives, or the game lives from the different industries and different production chains and all of that. So yeah, I can actually spoil one industry already if you're interested.
Yeah, I am.
So it's going to be a high-tech industry. So this is currently almost done, and we want to implement that very soon into the game. And I mean, that will have all the technological high-end systems and things you need to produce for computers, for example.
A lot of copper and stuff for microchips.
Exactly.
Okay. Is there a way, by the way, in the game to to raise elevation of a building?
Yes. If you press R, it should raise it, and F should lower it.
Ah, yes. Okay. And then we're also able to rotate and.
Yep.
Yes. Very nice. Okay. That's one of the things I like too, is being able to try to make it look perfect. I always try to build farms. For me, always seem to end up on the side of a cliff, and I always try to make them look so nice. So we need to build farms. Then we got to build like a trucking company to bring them from the farms to the grocery stores. That's the first thing we'll begin with. And I guess we'll start with one city and then two. So can one farm maybe supply 2 different grocery stores?
So if you use all 3 production lines in that one farm, you should be able to, at least for now, to supply both cities. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because we will get multiple fields that we can put down too. So let's try to put it down close to the road here. The music's bumping too. I like the music in this game. And there it goes.
Actually, have you noticed in the settings we do have an option to include the Industry Giant 2 soundtrack?
I did see that.
Really loved it.
I think I even clicked that on too when I saw that. Let's see. Yep, I have that active too. So.
Oh, there you go then.
Okay, so no recipe selected. So we're going to produce. So this is interesting, and one thing that blew me away about this game is I never thought about these games ever having seasons. Usually just farms constantly produce grain and that's it. But with some industries, like logging industry is not really affected by the weather because they can constantly produce, same with mines and stuff. But when it comes to agricultural, wheat can't grow in December or something like that. It has to be planted in the late seasons and then harvested again in the autumn. So
yep.
So when we actually plant these farms, we kind of have to wait a while. There's a little bit of a lag time to things. You can't just instantly create an industry and have it work. You have to kind of wait a little while. It like the farms and the fields have to grow. That's actually a good analogy too, by the way, is that your industries are basically like the farms. Once you build them, it takes time for those materials to be gathered. And especially the farms.
And this is actually something we wanted to really incorporate into the play style because we want to reward the player whenever they plan ahead. So
yes.
If you plan for at least half a year in the future, then you get benefits like discount for buying vehicles, waiting times
That's
when
right.
you set up the industry and all of that stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, and then we've got our company overview here. We can even take out loans if we want to. All right, time to build some roads and buy some vehicles then. Oh, we even have our line tool too. And then we also got, and then there's the buildings to sell at. So we have our fashion, medium and small, and groceries, medium and small, hardware, medium and small, home decoration, home decor. Oh. And then a warehouse to our logistics center. And then our roads. Oh, and we've got access to, there's our truck depot. Tucker had emote, yeah. We got truck depot, dirt road, and large road, and they are limited via their speed. So 29 on dirt, 49 on road, and 129 on the large road. So that's good. Can roads be upgraded by like dragging over? Like, can we paint over an existing road?
Not by dragging over, but if you look on the left side, there is a window that now says road with curved, replace, and straight. Yeah, so we actually just added that shortly before release because player really wanted that, and we understand. So
you heard me complaining.
Implemented that now.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's build a nice little road there. And it's the 50s, chat, so we're not going to do anything fancy. There's not... Look, chat, there's not a lot of traffic on these roads in the 50s, and if it becomes a problem, we'll just add another lane. And we'll continue to do that for the next 100 years. That'll solve the problem, I'm sure. Okay. So now we got our road. Truck company is next, and then we're going to set all up the production chains for, I think... fruits? Actually, I don't know if it matters what we send over there yet. There's our trucking company, and I think we can even name these buildings too, so we know which is which. Yeah, so agricultural farm can be renamed. So you could call one like Fruit Farm East, Grain Farm West. You can keep track of everything. Okay, let's unpause. Oh, there we go. Pretty. And there goes our truck depot. Different seasons also bring different demands to cities. Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. So that actually, all of that ties into that we want to keep the players on their toes. So really want to make sure that you can set up a working system, but we want to kind of throw some sticks in your way and make you at least have to do something with the existing lines. So there's also going to be random events in the future that, let's say increase fuel prices or reduce how much a farm will produce during the year because it's a very hot summer, or vice versa. It's a very good harvest, so they will produce more, and then you will have to tackle the issue that your stuff just starts to rot in your storage.
Oh, okay. So seasons will also, there is spoilage via the seasons. Yes. Interesting. Do we need to put a warehouse near? I don't think so. Do we?
No. Warehouses are purely for logistical purposes and for loading from trucks to trains. For, stuff like that.
So we can transfer from trucks to trains or vice versa? Oh,
yes.
I didn't know that.
But you will always, so for now, you will always need trucks to deliver the goods into your stores because no store will have a train connection. A train line, yeah. As of now.
Well, not yet. We're still working on that. We'll get that done.
Exactly.
So we need to then put it at shop at the end of the, I gotta go to the building menu, end of the production chain, so grocery store. So we'll start with a small grocery store. So what's the difference between, so it looks like a grocery store can cover the area of a whole city, so it's not a range thing. The size of it must be capacity of storage and how many people can come to the store?
It actually is both. So if you're now clicking on the grocery store medium and hover over the map, then you will see that there's not just this one zone, but one zone plus one adjacent. So range of plus one zone. And the bigger the store gets, the further in zones they will be able to supply to customers.
So we could almost have like 2 grocery stores in the city as a range type thing. Okay. We'll start with 1 for now.
And I mean then also capacity, so storage capacity and how many people can shop at one time in your shop is also a factor. So a city, even one zone might need 3 or 4 small shops if you have a really big city.
Gotcha. Just picked this game up on Steam. Looks fun. It has been fun. I did enjoy the demo, and now we get early access, which is cool. And I like seeing the cars zip around, so that's cool. Okay, so now we've got our production chain set up. So we got the farm, the truck depot, and the grocery. So the truck depot will automatically go to the farm to pick things up to send it to the grocery store after we've set it up. That's our end goal for now, for phase 1. We're in phase 1. Oh, also I've noticed we can have up to 5 fields. We've planted 3.
Yeah, and you actually have to place all 5 fields. So there's just a requirement. Place how many fields we tell you to.
Okay. All right, so that's done. Oh, now we can produce. Okay, so let's go with the, now I wonder, for a town. Okay, so groceries, unpackaged vegetables. So there's subcategories. So under fashion, it's not just fashion, it's textile clothes. Groceries is unpackaged vegetables, and for hardware store, it's wood shavings.
Yes. And that will change over time, so there will be more goods added that the city requires. And we just group them in categories, so you know in which store to sell them.
Right. So now we got to create a new truck line. We'll call this Black Ham Vegetables. We'll add a stop from the farm to the town. Oh, with unpackaged vegetables, right. We got to pick what we want to transfer and where. There we go. And then now, one of the things that was tricky to me was, and Chad explained this to me at a certain point, but I can kind of remember this now. When we're shipping, it's not per truck how much we're transferring, it's per year.
It does even go into more detail. It's per whatever you selected in the seasons on top of the timetable window on the lines window. So you have the 4 seasons there as well. So you could actually go into much more micromanagement and say, I just want to have it transported in winter. So the line will try to transport what you set during the seasons you selected up there.
So you can, so we could set this per year or per season. Oh my God. Oh, I see. When it lights up. Okay. Wow, so you could choose. Wow, that's a oh boy, that adds a lot of complexity. Because some industries won't be as affected by that, but yes, this industry definitely will be. So all right, we better keep it simple, otherwise my brain might melt here. So we'll do. Now wait, is there a way for us to see the demand of the city at the moment?
Yes, so on the very right side, you have the windows for the overlays, for the layers.
Oh, yes.
So the top group of layers, the very bottom one, the one that has like half a cogwheel on the bottom, and hard to describe, and that shows you an overlay of what the city demands.
It might be not showing that because I'm in the line.
Yes, yeah, that must be it. If you go out of the stop selection menu, it show you then. Or you might have found. Oh no, it's very far down. Zoom out a little bit. You just saw it over there.
Oh, I see. Water. Yes.
Yeah.
It's under the city. Okay. So this is requiring now. This is per year, 2,380.
Yes.
Okay. So we may as well just transfer that like throughout the year. Okay. Go back to the lines. So 2,380. And I don't think we have to save that. Oh, we do. Okay. All right, saved. Good. Okay, so I think now we just got to wait. Or we can continue to be paused and set up the other industries too. But I think just to show it working, we'll just show it working. And also it'll tell us errors. So line road 2. Oh, we haven't set that one up. That's okay. And truck depot 1. There we go. Okay. So very helpful. Love the top with the info, the errors, and the warnings. That way you know what's going wrong and you can work your way through it one at a time. That is another like must-have for that kind of a system. I'm in like black and white. How do I get out of the black and white?
Oh, that's the layer you enabled earlier. That shows you the demand of the city.
Oh, that one. Okay.
That turns it black and white. Yep.
Okay, so that's supply and demand. Then we have shop utilization, residential building supply, residential building level, storage overload, underground visibility. Oh, Is that tunnels and such?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, just tunnels for now.
Okay. Ooh, some secret plan. An underground base, secret lair. Oh, that'd be cool. All right, so we've got all of our stuff set up, I think, now. So then these crops will grow, and then come harvest season, which is June now. So hopefully by this fall, we'll see the vegetables coming through. Maybe they have a different harvest season than wheat, but that's good. Oh, there's still an error. Truck 3 unable to... Okay, that's because they haven't produced it yet. So that's a temporary error.
Yes.
Yeah, so that'll be something we have to wait on. But there goes the trucks. We got it working. So there they go. Nothing on them, but it is working. Okay, on to another industry then. So they also wanted wood shavings. That should be pretty easy. A couple of places had wood. We have Jervis Bay, which has a wood zone, a light industry zone, heavy industry, and an oil zone. Not an auto zone, though, so we won't be able to go get a car battery, but that's all right. All right, so let's build a... What are we looking for here? A logging camp. That's what we want. But we have to process that, too. So since this allows for light and heavy industry, we could maybe produce the logs, cut the logs, and turn it into wood shavings in the same place. Maybe. Or we could ship it out somewhere between the two cities and then truck it almost equally between the two, which would be interesting. Oh, there's some on our. We're also streaming on Twitch too, and there's some questions coming in German specifically to you as well. Something about pizza.
Well,
that's a very
well.
that question's about pizza. That's a very important question. We need to address that. Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever that is. But I don't know. All right. First of all, I was in Austria this year, in Switzerland, and I had Flammkuchen for the first time. That actually might be, I hate to say it, but it might be better than pizza. I couldn't believe it. I was blown away.
Oh, you can't say that.
Oh,
no.
Oh, it was so good. But I've had pizza for 30 years, and then I have Flammkuchen for the first time.
Sure.
I'm like, what? This is amazing. I couldn't believe it. I was just blown away at how simple. Well, it's the same with pizza. You'd be surprised. Cheese, tomatoes, a few things blows you away. Will there be a pizza production chain in the future? That must be what that question is. And the answer is probably. We'll see.
Probably.
But as you guys would imagine,
as some modder puts it into the game.
Yeah. Right. Oh, will there be mods? Mod support?
There will be. So,
so it is entirely possible.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is one of the most important things for a game like that it's moddable and we have mod support in. And you can already do scripting. So you could start to script stuff already. But what we're still struggling with is to get new assets into the game. Because obviously we're using Unreal Engine and it's not that easy to implement new assets, 3D assets. So we'll work on that.
Okay. That's cool. All right, so modding confirmed, guys. So for those of you who want to load up a bunch of trains full of tomatoes and send it over to the spaghetti factory, go right ahead. Maybe. If somebody makes that mod, it's possible. So that's cool. Very nice. Oh, I said that we ordered pizza, and if he wants a piece because the devs are having... Oh, it's a dev in the chat. Oh, there's pizza? Oh, damn. You can't tempt him with that during a stream. That's torture. All right, let's see. Oh, there's the logging industry. Good. Oh, the devs are celebrating with pizza. That's good. So here's what the logging industry looks like. I love that. Wow, you guys actually have forklifts here, and there's like trailers for logging as well. That looks like a wood chip trailer. Just little odds and ends that you'd imagine around a logging camp. What I like here too is that it's not necessarily just a building. It's more of kind of a gathering area for all these things. So this is essentially the depot. What we built here is almost like the end point for this industry to deliver it to the train. So all of this stuff here is just the gathering point, and there's even like a, I don't know what you call that thing, but the chat, what are these called, forwarders or whatever? It's basically a thing to just load it onto trains and stack it. So extra pineapple. Chat, don't, come on now. Come on. We have guests, chat. Don't misbehave with the pineapple on pizza thing. You know I like it, but it's not for everybody. Okay, so then so just like with the farm, we need to have a logging area here. So we're basically building like these. The logging camp itself is almost comprised of other little camps that then go out and do the logging and then bring it back to the big camp. So it's kind of like with the farm, where we've designated farm fields. But those fields gather from themselves and then bring back to the main area with the silos and stuff for storing of grain, or in this case, vegetables. We'll just plot these around random. So it doesn't really matter how we put these down, right? We can just, so long as it's within the circle, we're good?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it can even be in the adjacent zone if the circle spans over that enough.
Okay.
We're talking about changing that, also changing it not to be in a circle, but just to be anywhere in that zone.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So there's a chance that it might not be that, but the whole... what do you call...
Zone, yeah.
So you call these zones the areas with the white lines dividing?
Yes.
So each of these
this
is
a zone. And,
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, so now that we built this, we need to build a train depot now and connect all this up via train. So what we'll do, Chad, is we'll have it deliver... We'll have a sawmill here, I think, because that... Maybe that's a light industry. Let's see if they're labeled. Let's see. Farm, woods, oil. Is there a way to tell what an industry is before you build it in terms of heavy or light?
It should say actually on the left side.
Oh, yeah. Paper mill industry, light industry. Okay. So we want a logging camp to go to a sawmill. And that's a light industry. Yep, there it is. Okay. Construction time 1 day. All right. So the construction time 1 day, would higher difficulties or later in development, is that going to be more of an important thing?
Later in development.
Okay.
So this also ties into the all of the we want the player to pre-plan thing. So I mean, for now, to make it playable, we just set it to very low values, but that also might change in the future.
Yeah, I'm going to be a little mean to myself here. Now, I really like trains. Chad, you know that. We play a lot of games with trains, and so I like to lay out my train tracks somewhat realistically and not insanely, so we're going to try to put it up on a hill and see what we could do here. And I think trains are a very hard thing for games to get right oftentimes, because for trains usually there's not like an end point in a shuttle, but usually there's a loop, or you know how it works. There's like a end station and then a turntable, and then and nobody wants to wait all that time, especially when you're waiting on your goods or your pizza. So sometimes that's simple. I see nothing but everybody wanting that simplified. Some people want the realism, that's cool, but I think simplification is fine too. You don't have to wait a million years. Okay, and then we can build 2 roads.
Discussed this.
Oh?
We actually discussed this very specific topic, yeah. If we wanted to have it even more realistic that, I don't know, the locomotives need to turn around, have a turntable or something like that, incorporated into the spot where the industry is. But yeah, as I said, I think it's just over the top and too much.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just want to build the... I think some people would want to do it, but then again, you could leave that up to modders and say, look, we want to do this, but also there are a few different ways to do it.
Yeah.
So that's a hard thing. Oh boy. This road's not going to like me.
Yeah, that's actually intersections at the moment they are always like made to plane.
Oh, it's going to flatten.
So, yes, flatten. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. So it's always going to flatten, and yeah, and that obviously, I mean, one of the publisher guys already texted it in the chat, but we will have terrain deformation tools soonish. We already have them as debug tools, but we didn't feel like they are ready to ship to players and make them available for players. But we understand the need for that, and we will get that soon.
Okay, so smoothing, flattening, sloping will all be a thing. That'll be very helpful for flattening for industries. That is something I've wanted to do too, is just build a farm on flat land. Not all farms are on flat land, but especially when you're dealing with a huge tile like that. But good times. Some people here at Toplets have been involved with the original Industry Giant games way back then. The developers are too young for that, but they obviously played those games a lot too. I think I did. I think I remember playing one of the Industry Giant games a long time ago, and I just can't remember which one. I was looking at the pictures, and I was like, a lot of these look familiar. It is hard to keep some of those OG games separate because they all kind of did look alike, but they were all fun in their own ways. All right, so we got to build a big O train track here. So I love some trains. So, and I love how it's, chat. You want to put a lot of time into building your industries, but I think the most important thing is like laying out your highways and such for future growth, because the more efficient your roads are too, the, you know, obviously the straight line between two destinations makes for a shorter trip, but that might not always be possible because there might be a mountain in the way, or you have an industry off to the side, so maybe you want to sway towards the industry and then come back to the town, whatever the case may be. So there's no... another thing, Chad, that we always debate about is form and function, and I often lean more towards form. Like, I want things to look nice, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Is maybe it won't be as efficient or budget friendly, but it looks nice, and that's what's important. Oh, look at that bridge. Let's go. Game of the year. Look at that. There we go. Nice. So, vehicles in the game, like right now we've got a couple of trucks out, and then we're about to have some trains. Time goes on, and vehicles will improve or change appearance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, both. They will improve. Have better stats, drive faster, have more carrying capacity, and they will also change visually. So, right now we have 7 sets of trucks and 7 different locomotives. So basically, around every 10 years, you should get a new set of vehicles.
Okay. All right.
And there's obviously also room for more during the early access development.
Wait a minute. I'm just curious. We can make tunnels, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that'll look nice. All right, let's see how the game does that on its own. Oh, wait, is that going to make a tunnel? I think it will. It's going to bankrupt me. Actually, not too bad.
That's a huge tunnel.
That's a big O tunnel, but let's do it. I actually kind of like that. I didn't know it could do that. That's great. Oh, look, there's lighting in the tunnel. Look at the tunnel. Let's go. That's nice.
And that's actually something the Unreal Engine shines at, because this is not something you would be able to do in most other engines. But actually, if that tunnel was straight, you could look all the way through.
Oh, really?
And it would all get rendered.
Oh, damn.
So, yeah.
Okay. That's cool. So if we rode the train, we'd be able to, it'd be all the way through. Oh, that's great. I can see it. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so we put in some bridges. That looks cool. I do love myself some train and train bridges, chat. So it is possible pretty easily to make something that's not too much of a disaster. You can easily make a disaster in any of these games, but this looks believable. Although that incline's going to be rough, but whatever. Okay, so now in addition to that, we have to build like what we did with the trucks. We have to build a train depot. And Chad, I see all of your, I see all your super chats and member bombs and stuff. I'll shout those out. We are doing giveaways in the Discord. Indrid's in charge of that right now. So ! Discord if you're just tuning in. We've got the devs in the chat. I'm chatting with the dev as well. And we'll be dropping keys for that one. And if you have questions, please do ask, and we'll try to answer them ASAP. Oh yeah, so we got to build our train depot. So, oh, we can even build that over here in Howard Heights. We'll connect those two together. So, as for train depots and truck depots, will there be maybe different sized buildings in the future to have different amounts of vehicles?
That's actually something we discussed already. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be an interesting, or could be an interesting game feature, to have the size limited, how many trains you can have in there or trucks. So yeah, we've discussed it, but haven't touched on it yet. Okay. And then when it comes to ships, I assume you're going to have like a big... some sort of a building for making ships or buying them? Yep. Okay. Oh boy. Yep. Look at that. This is where those flattening tools will come into play. Oh yeah. Oh, I see. Oh boy. Oh yeah. But still, it's funny though. I like that. All right. Let's see if we can avoid a tunnel here. We're gonna avoid a tunnel. Actually, try pressing or holding shift while you're building the track. What does that do? Because that's the I call it terrain following mode. Oh. Yeah. So okay. that tries to stick to the terrain as much as possible, and that will so stay in the restrictions we have. Okay, yeah. So where it says cost and height
you know, showing R and F and then maybe Shift for that would always be a good reminder to people like me. I'm putting that in as a personal update for myself. Whenever you guys are, you know, free. I know pizza takes precedent, but that's fine.
Oh, it does. It does.
No, I understand. No, I completely understand. That's difficult. Well, wait, what are you having on the pizza? What kind of pizza are you having?
Actually, I prefer just how do you say it?
Cheese?
I always get that wrong. I mean, 3 cheese or 4 cheese is always great.
Oh, that is good.
But actually, I think you call it pepperoni.
Oh, pepperoni. Okay, solid.
Yeah,
that's a good choice.
Is always great. Yeah,
that's hard to go wrong with. Okay, so we've got our depot, our sawmill, and our logging camp. So now, chat, we can have the logs deliver to the sawmill, but then we're gonna have to pick up from the sawmill with trucks. Now, do we need, for these industries that have like the sawmill has 2 connection points, do we need 2 of those or just 1 for road? They don't both need to be connected, do they?
Just one.
Just one. Okay.
So what you could do is just pass through with a different route if you have them chained up. So you could say, okay, I'm just I don't need to build a road around that industry. I just can pass through it.
Oh, really?
Trucks and stuff.
So you could use this depot as a pass-through point. Wow.
The industry, not the depot, but the industry.
Yeah, right. The industry. Okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
And also for trains, you could also chain different industries after one another and then just pass through the trains.
Okay, so we don't need to bypass through each industry. That's very helpful. All right, my favorite time, train time, y'all. Let's get our depot purchased with the train. And from my prior experience, I think maybe it's like 2 trains would be more than enough. So train depot 1. We'll go with a ×4 train. We'll just have that delivered right away. Burning through my cash, chat, but it's alright. It's good. They can polish the real estate for the industry to fit the train better. Yeah, and there's going to be tools for terraforming ourselves. So you could basically, I mean, when those tools come in, you could flatten an area beforehand, then use the smooth tool, then put the industry down. And as they mentioned, they really focus on pre-planning. So literally, before you even build anything, you could terraform. You could just think in your mind, all right, here's where my train depot is going to be. Here's where I'm going to put all my industries. You flatten all that out ahead of time, including where you're going to build your roads. I would definitely do that. I could in my mind do that. So I'd flatten all that out, then build, and then touch anything up. It's more, is this a game or is this more art? This is more of an art simulator that you're buying. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, thank you.
I know. Okay, so, and by the way, speaking of beautiful, I cannot stress to you guys enough how much I love autumn in this game. The red, the gold, the orange, the yellow. Beautiful stuff. Can you POV the train? I think, can we POV? I think we can, not first person, but we can track vehicles, right? You can click on them and follow them around? Yeah. And then what's the problem here with the train depot? I haven't set everything up. Okay, let's set up a new line. I'm getting distracted because I'm personally blaming pizza. But we're having a good time, so that's important. So train depot 1 is where we're going to get our train from. And then we want the train to go to the sawmill. Sorry, the logging camp. Pick up from there. And then... Okay, so now how do we see what an industry demands? We're going to have to pick what it produces first, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's choose that. So this time we're not going, so before with the farms, we were going straight from the farm. It was fresh farm to table, folks, farm to table. So we're going from the farm with the, Reminder, this is a bear-free environment. Bear-free environment, indeed. So we were going from the farm to the grocery store with just vegetables. It was just a straight shot. But now here we have an in-between, so we got to deliver to the industry first. So this is going to turn logs into wood shavings. Then that's going to be picked up by trucks and go to a hardware store, I believe, is what's sold there. So let's prepare that chain. End delivery point. This is basically the first thing you learn in the tutorial, but they've also added the difficulty of 2 cities and then also another industry, the fashion industry, which I know everything about. Looking this good. So let's do a hardware store. And we'll plop that somewhere in town. So, in addition to the city looking different as time goes on, will our industries look different too?
That's We want to have that, to be honest. We would love to have that, but in all honesty, it was not enough time for the artists to get industries in different shapes and sizes and styles. But yeah, I hope that we can get that for the 1.0 release.
I hope so too.
That would really add to the game, yeah.
That's something to shoot for. Okay, yeah. So that whole production chain is ready. Now we just got to link it all up. So back to our train lines. So we've got... okay, so we're going to go to the logging camp, as I mentioned. And then to the sawmill. So those are two different industries. So we've got... Oh, and there's cartons, wood shavings, sawdust, wood, and wood planks. So we can only get wood, I believe, from the... Oh, it says right there, yep. So sawdust could be picked up from the sawmill. Wood planks could be picked up from the sawmill. Same with wood shavings. Cartons could be picked up from the paper mill. And then wood from the logging camp. So you got to pay attention to that. You can't just magically get something from where it's not made. So we'll go with that.
And you also want to make sure to balance your production, so you don't overload.
That's true. That's true. So keep things at the raw place. No need to give too much to the sawmill, or more than what they need. And their storage is, and storage can be upgraded, right? Buildings can be upgraded?
Storage does upgrade when you buy additional production lines.
Okay.
So for one, the asset will change actually, so we'll see different difference in the industry itself, and it does add parameters, so more storage and more maintenance cost though.
Well. So right now it's at 3,000 if we add wood shavings throughout the year. So it starts at 3,000. Okay.
Yes, it starts at 3,000, and then for every new line, I think it adds 1,500, depending on the industry. So
okay. So we got to pay attention to that. And then time for the trucks. So trucking line. And they can pick up directly from the sawmill to the hardware store. Cool. Okay, so then wood shavings to the hardware store. Okay, good. Okay, so that should be 2 industries for 1 town. Now we have to double this out. If there's an economy, if so, how much money do you have left after building you've done so far? Oh, well, there's everything we're spending is over here. And there is expenses and such too, operating costs. And interest on loans and such too. And market prices look like they'll fluctuate too. There's also a global market. And global events aren't a thing at the moment, right? Like fuel shortages. That's a planned thing.
That is, yeah. I mean, we do have some in, but we wanted to polish them a little bit more before we throw them at the players. And also there is too few at the moment. So I don't think it's going to be interesting to have 4 or 5 oil crises during the gameplay. So,
right.
Yeah. We just need a couple more weeks to get that really done.
So just so everybody knows too, so the truck depot that we built can auto-assign to the 2 lines that we've assigned. So we have 1 truck line going to the farms to pick up vegetables to then bring it to the grocery store, and then we have another truck line bringing wood shavings from the logging camps, taking logs from the logging camp to the sawmill via train, and we're picking up the shavings from that sawmill. And so these are being auto-assigned. So we could buy more trucks if we want to in the future. So we'll just keep an eye on if they get overwhelmed, which they probably will based on the season. So it's entirely possible to have too many trucks and then not enough all at the same time, or at least throughout the year. It's kind of like with Black Friday. Sometimes stores, parking lots, you think, man, nobody's ever here. And then, a few times throughout the year, you see it completely full. So always a good idea to have more than what you need when it comes to industry and commerce. So some of these errors should fix themselves soon. Oh, we need to select a depot, though. Train Depot 1 for that one. And Road Depot 1. Truck Depot 1. Okay. Oh, and now it's already Well, it says July 2nd, but it's also fall.
Yeah, you caught something now.
Interesting. Interesting. Now, hold on a second, developers. You can't sneak this past me.
Yeah, so currently still the seasons are basically the same as the quarters in Europe, which does not make sense. Yes, we do understand. And we do want to adjust that, but it does have an impact on balancing and the whole game design, so we didn't feel like it's the right time to push it in for early access. But yeah, we also see the issue that exists.
Yeah, no biggie. I feel like these, small, funny problems like that are probably the least of your problems. Obviously, day one, the big thing would be optimization and game crash. People being able to play, basically. Then everything else comes next. So, okay. So we're still waiting for some of these things to get gathered up. And let's see if there's any problems now. So the sawmill's missing wood. Where are we going to get that from? Down here at the sawmill. Logging camp. They're producing that, but it'll take some time. So basically when that green line fills up. Alright, so we have another industry. This is new to me now, so I got to figure out... So I'm familiar with everything up to this point, but everything else past is kind of unfamiliar territory. So now we need to learn what goes into fashion. So is there a way to see production chains? Like if we're not sure how to make, let's say clothing, how do we learn that?
Not yet, unfortunately. So there is no graph, no depiction right now. But if you go into the build menu, there is one tab that looks like a filter. So if you click that and then click on the textiles icon, then at least you see what industries you need to produce the textiles.
Okay, so that's a way to filter. Cool.
Yeah. But then, I mean, to be honest, yeah, you need to build the industry to see the recipes.
And they want textile clothes, I believe. Oh, okay. So that can come from the farm. So we must grow cotton.
Yes.
And a farm can grow both fruit, vegetable, grain, and cotton. Then that probably goes to a textile factory. And then, oh, there you go. Oh, so this kind of does show the chain. So starting at the left is the producer. Then there's the modifier, or the industry, or the, what would you call that? The refinery, essentially. And then the sell point, which would be the fashion points, which are small or medium. Okay, that actually is very clear once you know that. All right, so we can build a farm next to our farm. So we're having a lot of farms. So I can't wait. We have an existing agricultural farm. We could add a production to that, couldn't we?
Definitely.
But we have to buy the upgrade for that. So that's a construction cost of 375, and then a maintenance cost. Is that a quarterly? 10,000?
You got me on that one because I don't know.
Okay.
It might be yearly. I think it's yearly, actually.
You're gonna bankrupt me, man. God. All these clothes are expensive. Well, that's all right. Well, what we could do... Look, if we're growing vegetables, we probably have potato sacks, right? That's our new fashion right there. We cut some holes in it, boom. Send them straight over to the...
Well, that's easy.
Exactly. We got to have the potato sack production line. All right, so let's plop those down. Also, actually, I wonder, are these fields, do they all look different? Let's see.
Once something is grown, they should look slightly different, depending on what you're growing.
Because I've noticed that how the soil looks, like for the, well, it looks like there's corn growing here, so you've got large, this is such a me thing, but, look, I was recently playing Farming Simulator, so I'm looking at all these buildings thinking like, okay, does this look right from what I've learned from that? And actually, it does seem right. I mean, at least I appreciate that there's like plowed fields and not just black, there's just blank dirt, not just dirt. There's actually some attempt to show cultivation and stuff there, and it's the same with the logging industry where there's some stuff there too. So like, yeah, if you guys like production chains, this is the one for that, because it literally is showing the industry loading up logs. Oh, there you go. This is exactly what I was thinking about. So they're literally loading logs onto these trailers, and then obviously tractors or trucks are coming to pick these up to bring them back here to where they're then being dropped off and then picked up via the train. There's the train. Although it's leaving without any logs. Oh well, we'll figure it out. But anyway, this train, which by the way we can follow. There it is. Come on, bring me with you. No. Anyway. So that'll go that way. Yeah, soon.
We heard you.
Okay. Okay, so the cotton is going. Actually, I think there's a different color in the dirt. Maybe not. Whatever. Anyway, so cotton's coming next. So now we need to bring that to the textile factory. So that's something that could be transported via truck. Logs are more for a train. In fact, it kind of shows you that with the industry because it comes automatically with the tracks. But you don't have to do that, right? You could transport things via truck if you wanted to, right? Like the logs?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, right now we are determining what connection type an industry has. So we're basically telling the player kind of giving a hint what's best for transportation. Yeah, but that might also change in the future with upgrades for industries.
Ooh. Yeah, especially when you get better trucks, then you could almost have like a couple of trucks supply a larger city depending on how much they haul and how much they demand. Okay, let's build a textile factory. No. Oh, right here. Oh, that'll snap right there. Perfect. Hey, cool. Man, that's a big industry. And this is just for making clothes. This is a sock factory. We only make socks here. Oh, I know what we're calling this place. Nice. And now we got some decoration. I appreciate the fact that there's some actual decoration here. Trees. Not just Heavy Industry LLC. Oh, little parking lot. Nice. Where's the DeLorean?
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Alright, so now we got to deliver things via truck again. So we might want to buy some more trucks. Now, is there a way to... There's a way to sell trucks, isn't there, if we have too many?
Yes, there is a way. Right now, you have to sell each truck individually. But we want to have like an upgrade system where you can do multi-select for trucks and then upgrade them. So sell them automatically and buy new ones.
I'm going to buy 5 more trucks just for now. And then, as he mentioned earlier, I've delayed the purchase of these trucks from instantaneously to 5 days, which means that they have a slightly reduced cost. Do the looks of buildings evolve with the years? Yes, some of them will. And they're working on possibly more ways to make things look different in the future, which is cool. Contract? No, I think we got what we need. Oh, that's cool. If we click on the truck depot, it shows us utilization is 55%, so that's not too bad. Obviously, we're about to add to that, so it'll go up. So let's do another production chain. Oh, we didn't build a fashion store yet. All right. There we go. Socket to Me should be the name? Really? Okay. That's what you want to name the industry? Okay. Cool. So yeah, it looks like everything's renameable for your industries and depots, which does help to keep track of things, especially when you get a spider web full of different overlapping industries and stuff. And you can name your stores too if you want to name it to a real existing store. That's by you. Sure. Knock yourself out, kid.
You can actually even rename each individual vehicle if you'd like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and we need to select what this is making. Wait a minute. We need to select textile clothes. There we are. So many error notifications make me freak out. I'm freaking out, man.
That's also something we want to tackle, because some of them are not even like a real thing right now for you, because you've not finished setting up all your stuff. So we want to make sure that there's really just information being displayed that really is an issue at the moment, and not during setup process. But yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of these are we're basically waiting for a season. Yep. Oh, there we go. There's the color change. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, there's informational. Oh, there you go. Production line 1 setting up production. Did I send to the hardware store? Oh, did I? Oh, I may have. You might be right, chat. I kind of put them in the same orientation, so... Oh, you're right. Hardware 1. Good job, chat. We need to change that. So we will pick up clothing. And drop it off to... Oh, we want to remove the stop. That's it. There we go. All right, so 1,000. That seems like a good start. We'll see. Okay, so this should be the first 3 needs for this first city. This was the longest part too, because we were setting up industries and the distribution. So now we're going to do the same for the city in the north, Thornford. Not to be confused with Bradford. That's something else entirely. Okay, so
you just might want to double check your textiles industry, because I think you've missed a step in there.
Oh, is there?
Just to give you a hint. Because right now you're producing the textile clothes, but that needs another requirement, not just cotton. And also you haven't set up the cotton line. But if you click on the production line again and check the recipe, it actually needs textiles,
so we
and
need
not cotton.
Oh, so can we make that first good within the same factory?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so we don't need 2 factories to do that.
Yeah. And you can do it 2 ways. So either you're adding a completely new production line, or you're splitting the existing one in half.
Yes, I remember this. Okay. So, okay, that's interesting, because now that you said this adds a huge amount of complexity, because the cotton is only going to be harvestable like 1 time a year. So whatever time that's harvested, that's when we should make the textiles.
Yeah.
And then when we're done making the textiles, we should switch when the cotton is growing to then making the clothes. So we need to learn when cotton is harvestable, which is, for the simplification of the game, is everything just harvested in fall?
It is harvested depending. So if you click on the farm, then you will see that there is, I think, 2 production batches. So it is harvested in the beginning of fall and in the beginning of
spring.
Spring, yes, okay. Exactly.
So harvest takes place when the bar is filled?
It's filled, yes.
Okay, so at the end of winter and at the end of summer, the harvest will take place.
Yes.
Okay. So we then should... Okay. I think for now I'm just going to have it do both. Well, I've already bought it, so I may as well. That's fine. The one needs to be textile. That's what I was thinking would happen too. Interesting. So some industries are industries within themselves. That's interesting.
Yes. At least they can be if you set it up that way. And
Mm-hmm.
and then also you need 2 textiles for 1 textile clothing. So you're now producing 2,000 textiles, which only supplies enough for 1,000 textile clothing. So there's even more micromanagement to be done.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, and then we can... the information about that. Okay. Okay, so then we need to deliver with our trucks. Okay, hopefully that's a full circle now. So cotton's coming from the farm to the textile factory. Textile factory's making textiles, and then from the cotton, and then making clothes from the textiles, and then should be shipping that to the town in the south. It's interesting, they got their own complexities based on a couple of things like that. Just a couple things, So our goal for this mission is to earn quarterly earnings and then also company value. Company value is determined by what we build and own. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
And then our quarterly earnings, of course, that's a total.
Yep. But that is also something we decided to go for quarterly earnings, because in total you could just leave the game on 3 times speed and wait for that to finish. But for the quarterly earnings, you really have to play the game to get that.
So it restarts to 0 every quarter.
It does, yes. It does look at every quarter, and then you have 1 quarter where you earn 2 or 20 million. There should be separators. I'm not sure why they're not showing for you. I will look into that tomorrow.
Oh, here we go, chat. Yes, some of our first veggies are being delivered. Oh, wow, look at that. Truck's actually stopping at a red light. Look at that, chat. Wow. Oh, it wasn't green. Oh, ran on red, though. America. Hell yeah. We made the delivery. So storage of the small grocery store is 800. And we've just delivered just under that, and now down to 100 and something. We can see storage history. So the harvest is beginning. The harvest has just begun. We always want to make sure that we've got... I guess the important thing here is our rating. That's our most important. Is meeting demand. At least for the customer. But then for our own purposes, we want to make sure that we don't have waste. The customer might always have what they need, but if we have too much going to waste, then we're losing money. Oh, good question. For the multiplayer, the focus will be PvP then, to basically try to get the most profits?
Yeah. So there is 2 ideas. Actually, getting delivered pepperoni pizza right now.
Ooh. Oh, logistics. There it is. Truck 1 has delivered.
So initially we were going for a co-op multiplayer, but with hidden agendas. So you're playing co-op, but you still have some PvP element in there. But actually we've been discussing PvP a lot lately. So there might be a focus shift, and I cannot promise that we will end up with both, depending on how quickly we can implement that. But we will have to see. But it's not decided yet, let's put it that way.
Gotcha. Oh, there we go. So now we're seeing things get delivered to the hardware store. No, not yet. That was just capacity. Oh, customer oh, I see. Wait. Customer reach 48 out of 70. So 70 is the maximum if we built it. Oh, there it says number of town buildings that will visit the shop. Depends on the shop's rating and expectations of the town buildings for the shops. And then capacity. Oh, it doesn't say for capacity. Is capacity the number of people that can visit the store?
Yes.
And then customer reach is number of buildings that it can serve?
So this is based on the rating of the shop. Every town building will have a requirement of a rating for an individual shop. So it depends. If your quality goes up and you're at 100%, you should have good or better customer reach than now. So right now there's basically just 84 houses that just require a 2-star or less rating. So they will shop in your store.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So right now they only expect anything with a 1-star or below. Interesting. Or an 18% in total. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
So if you don't, there's kind of like some standards. These people are snooty. If you don't,
Yes.
if you don't step up to, if you don't have the variety that they want, they ain't coming to the shop. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But then that means that you could serve different clientele. So you could have 2 different grocery stores or 2 different hardware stores that serve different things. You could have one delivering basic goods and one kind of more advanced.
You could actually do that, yeah.
That's actually interesting. Especially if the town is big enough, because they don't seem to serve very large areas, to which is cool because then you could have multiple stores in a city, which could be serving possibly... Is there a way to see population? Thousands of people? Well, I guess you can maybe...
No, it's just... If you click on the town, it will say it will tell you a town size, but not a size in citizens. But this should be houses, or at least if a house gets bigger, this accounts for more in that number.
Yeah,
so
you think
more or less an arbitrary number.
Right, a small home is maybe a family or 2, and an apartment building would be many. Okay, that makes sense. Man, this music's chill. This is kind of a sandbox mode now, right? Scenarios will be implemented too. This is a scenario now. And when the scenario is complete and we're done with this, we can play it in perpetuity. We can play it as far as we want past this. And I think that also goes for the tutorial too, where you can keep goofing around and experimenting, which is cool. But there will be more scenarios in the future and more sandbox stuff. Yeah.
Yes, both.
So for sandbox stuff,
ultimately,
what about like a map editor or a generator? Is there a way to like randomly have things in the future? Is that planned?
Yeah. So we decided against the map generator because it's super complicated to do one that produces a map like you're playing right now. It's really complex, so we didn't feel like we had the skill set and the time to do that. But yes, we will. We want to have a map editor in, and obviously with all the landscaping tools, people should be able to do their own maps. And in all honesty, if you were using the debug mode, you could do your own map right now, because it's nothing else than what we are doing. So you just need to import a height map that you created in the tool of your liking, and then continue from there with our in-game debug mode.
Gotcha. Okay, let's build some more services in the north. Or at least we'll get ready. We actually managed to get cities to 1,000+ houses. Houses change over time and grow in size, mostly vertically. Ah. Interesting. What impact does the quality rating have? That seems to be on what type of clientele it can serve. So if a town is small and new, they're not too picky and just need one good. So I'd imagine, so what gets the quality up of a store? A variety of goods?
Variety and quality of the goods.
Variety and
so
quality.
Since your stuff can spoil, if you have lots of spoiled fruit, for example, in your grocery store, and people would need to buy spoiled fruit, then they would rate down the store, and you would lose quality rating.
But certain goods won't... Does everything spoil, like clothing? Is everything kind of... It would make sense for clothing because maybe it would go out of fashion, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But coal probably wouldn't spoil.
Actually, yeah, so we have 3 stats. We have things that can spoil, things that can break, and things that can get outdated.
Oh.
So fashion would get outdated at some point.
Oh, cool.
Computers, radio and stuff would get outdated at some point. And for fragile goods, that's an issue whenever you load or unload them to a vehicle. So yeah, for fruit, vegetables, they might get damaged if you have like 4 or 5 different spots where you load and unload them to a different vehicle and then transport them to the city. So that's something you need to take care of.
I want to point out too, by the way, how I cannot stress enough how cool it is to see snow on these roads and where it's well done, to where you can actually see the tracks in which the vehicles make. Sometimes in games in the winter, you'll see roads where it looks like the road is just a sticker on top of white, almost like a piece of paper. But here, you can actually see vehicle tracks. It's really well done with the sidewalks and snow being in the ditch and stuff. It's very rare that I see a game actually like do roads the way I see them in winter climates where I live. So this is like, this blends perfectly. Otherwise, the roads always look kind of jarringly out of place. Let's see the railroad too. Yeah, the railroad's well done too. At least they don't look like such a out of place weird feature, so that's good. I like that. Okay, so we've added 3 new industries to the north. We added a fashion store, hardware store, and a grocery store. So now we're ready to ship things up there too. If we're making enough to supply both towns? Question mark. We'll see. No depot selected for cotton. My bad. Missing product. Okay, those aren't as big of a deal. Yeah, the winter roads look great. Like if I could get more games to have the, I mean, this is cool because it looks paintbrushed on. Like it actually looks like for those of you who may do scale models and such, or miniature train sets, layouts basically, this looks up to par with that. Even the train bridge has some like snow on it. It looks like, oh maybe not. Well, there's a little bit. I don't know. It's not, I mean, it's not bad. Well, look, when you're playing, you're going to be more concerned about like your industries and numbers, but I appreciate details. Not bad. Okay, so we need to connect those buildings up in the north. So what's our usage now? 41% on the truck depot. We'll just create a line to the north. Looks like you're home in winter. Yeah. A fondue bonus if you produce cheese. Maybe we could produce cheese. What, did I see livestock farms? Maybe that was a thing.
Yes, you did.
I did.
Oh, they are, yeah.
Livestock farm. Oh, that does produce eggs, meat, milk, and leather. So there could be a, I don't know, a cheesery, as I've seen it called before, or an oil well. Maybe there's cheese. We thought cheese was on the moon, guys. So I wouldn't be surprised. What exactly happens if the quality is not right? Is it simply not bought and has to be destroyed manually? Oh, yeah. What happens with spoiled goods eventually?
Yeah. So right now you have to get rid of your spoiled goods. So that's going to be different. It's actually different batches than in your storage that you can discard individually. You can also discard all your storage, but yeah, maybe you just want to discard the spoiled things. And then there will be other things, but we also need to fine-tune that that ties better into the game mechanics to do what you can do with spoiled stuff or broken stuff.
So currently there is a mechanic to have to get rid of spoiled goods?
Yes, you just have to go into your storage and then click on discard.
Oh, so it's a manual thing.
Yeah. Right now it's a manual thing, but we want to have it better tied into the existing game mechanics.
Okay. Okay, so wood shavings as well. All right, last thing, we needed vegetables. Gotta go pick up some veggies. Okay. Now I've also noticed here that there's a under each of these. Oh, that was some. Oh, reserved vehicles. Next vehicle, truck 4. Okay. So that's telling you what truck is assigned to that job at the moment. And we've only assigned 44% of our usage. So service lines 4. Okay. Is there a maximum to how many trucks that a depot can have?
Not yet.
Not yet.
So right now you can just fill it up with trucks.
But the bonus to having multiple depots, though, is that they return after completing a job. So if they're going to switch, they have to go back to the depot?
Yes.
Okay. So multiple depots could help them to specialize between different industries. In other words, you could have one depot assigned to the farm for the cotton and for the vegetables, and then another depot for the maybe the textiles and the wood chips.
Yep.
All right, that's cool. I like that. But I think I've done everything I need to do to set these up for now. Now all I need to do is monitor to make sure we're producing enough.
Yes, and I think you need to do some balancing for your production lines.
We're
as well.
making money. We've actually made at least $1. Dude, I'm a successful businessman. Oh my God.
Good job.
I know, dude.
Congrats, man.
I am a industry giant. 5.0, dude. I'm ahead of the game. I've already skipped 4. I'm on 5, dude. I'm already ready. All right, let's see. So you're saying optimization. So I guess we will... Oh, gas station. Oh, right, for oil. Oh, this is the different industries we can have. So gas station, electronics, home decoration too.
And this is, just to remind you, this is just for now. So there will be industries that are being unlocked later in the game.
And then later in development too.
When you're progressing through years.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's cool. But now, let me ask this too. Do any industries ever become obsolete?
Obsolete, no.
No, okay.
It's just some recipes that will get outdated and then give you less in sales if you do the outdated version.
Okay.
So it's like if you're building a computer that has the version of 1980, for example, and that has a rather more easy recipe than the one for 1990 or 2000. So you can decide then, do I still build the old computer with the easier recipe, or do you want to build the new computer with a more complex recipe and get more in sales for that?
And that'll generate more money. Okay. All right. So now that I need to troubleshoot. Okay. So now I want to make more money, and the two ways to do that would be to A, sell more, and B, spend less. So first, are we supplying? How do we find out if we're supplying? Is there an easier way to find out if we're meeting demand?
You can use the overlays on the right side.
Okay.
There is a so you can check that for the town demand and
town demand.
So that's one thing.
I see shop utilization's high. Oh, whoa, 102% at my my grocery store. So maybe I should build another one, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that now also has a negative effect on your rating. Because if too many people need to shop in there, it's super crowded and they don't like it.
So we want. So what's optimal then? Do we want to be as close to 100% as possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're over by 4%. So and now 5. And this town, and that's only going to get worse because the town, in theory, is growing because it's getting at least some of what it needs. Okay. So that's where we should start to solve that problem, dude. Cool.
And then, because we were asking for an overview how much of the demand you're meeting, right now the very bottom layer, the one below the shop utilization that you had on earlier, that will have a circle behind the icons, the town requests behind the goods, that will fill depending on how much, I think in a rolling average for the last 12 months, how much you supplied of the demand.
Okay, so let me check that. So the last one, production demand.
So that now has a very tiny bit of a circle behind the vegetables already. And that will fill even more. Yeah, it's not the best depiction right now, so we will change that.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, it's an indication for now, or the indication that we have.
It works for now. Okay, so vegetables again. Chat, one thing I haven't been doing, but I recommend is, again, absolutely label all your stuff, especially your lines, because it will get complicated. I'm not doing it now. It's okay for now, but yeah, good to do. And I also need to select depots for the town in the north. But that's why this thing is here. Now we're getting an indication not enough vehicles available in the depot, but utilization is only 62%. What do I trust?
Always trust your instincts. So I think the utilization kind of drags a little bit behind.
Okay.
So it might rise for a couple of days now.
It's a good tip too. When adding more shops of a type to a city, remember to add that to your existing transport lines. Right. I created a new line, but that is true that we could have created a. Well, if I added multiple trucks, if we were shipping from the farm to shop A and shop B, wouldn't it deliver all of its cargo to A until A was full, then deliver remaining to B?
No, it splits it.
Oh, so 50-50.
It actually depends on what you're setting in the line. Because you specifically set how much, so if you're loading 1,000, you set how much of that 1,000 you want to unload in store 1 and then store 2. So if you unload 500 in each in the line, then that will try to fulfill
I see what you
that.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So I'd be able to, so if I was loading with 2380, then I could split that 2380 in half on
Yes.
A and B. Okay, gotcha. So the trucks will automatically know to only drop half of their cargo.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now also,
and I mean, you could also do very complex routes with that. So you can also have stops where you keep the load, so you don't want to unload anything. You can also use lines with different goods and all of that. So that's all possible.
That's actually quite cool, because then it makes me think of this too. In terms of storage, do goods last longer at like the agricultural farm versus the store, for example? In terms of storage?
No, currently not. But we were discussing things like upgrades with, I don't know, refrigeration unit at either the industry or the shop to kind of extend how long it takes to spoil for the goods.
Okay.
But for now, it doesn't make a difference.
And is there a way for a player to know currently like how long something takes to spoil?
If you click on the storage of any industry or of a shop, and then there should be a menu, or at least an icon to open it. Since you're lagging a bit behind, I don't want to tell you click here, click there. Hover over the 2 green bars.
Ah. Okay. Durability and freshness. Oh, these are 2 different metrics.
Yes, and so that will go down depending on the freshness or the durability if you unload it. But you will not have a specific date that it tells you it will go spoiled in X, Y, Z days.
That makes sense, because you never know with bananas. You could put them in the car. The moment you get out of the car, gone. It's like, what the hell? Fruit flies everywhere in the car. Like, what the hell happened? I left the store. They were perfect. I saw the guy picking off the banana tree in the back of the grocery store. Now they're bad. You never know. You never know. And potatoes, too. We got to talk about potatoes. We got to have a meeting with potatoes. Be like, potatoes, you got to choose. You know how they always say, like, one bad apple spoils the bunch? It's that with potatoes. There's always one potato that goes bad. You could have a wheelbarrow, chat, all perfect potatoes, and then one of them has to go bad. And it's miles ahead of the other ones. Stackable traffic cones, yes. That's what we need. Okay, I'm going to buy some more trucks then, because I suspect that we're going to need more trucks. And I've forgotten how to do that already. Goober brain is goobering. So we could buy through here, too.
There's different ways to go there.
I like that. I like when a game gives me a few different ways to navigate to a purchase. Redundancy is not bad when it's accessibility. That's fine. I like that. So we can buy 5 more.
And we also wanted to make sure that because there's different play styles and people want to, I don't know, access the lines from the industry and not from the lines menu and all of that. So we wanted to make sure that everyone has their way of accessing different things.
Yeah, it's just nice depending on what your mindset is in. You very much get into road build mode, then you get into optimization, like line mode, where you're not building anything, you're just kind of connecting. It's very much like that, so that is cool. Now let me see here. Now this is interesting. This vehicle is traveling at 43 kilometers an hour on a road that's supposed to be 129. Is that because of winter?
Because of the max speed of the vehicle.
Oh, the vehicle's max speed too. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that when purchasing. So where do I get more vehicle information? Here. Okay. Ah, there you go. All right, so the trains can do 71 kilometers an hour, and then 50 for the top truck, which is the Mace A20. Semi-trailer. Storage price, maintenance cost, acceleration, and speed. And these are quarterly. I appreciate the fact that these are marked quarterly, too, because some things you just don't know. Especially when you're dealing with yearly, quarterly. Yeah, that's good. Because this is a game where very rarely I've seen it done in quarters, which is nice. Because a lot of finance is done in quarters too, and then you got your year end, and your financial year end. Oh, and then you got your tax season. Oh, so fun. Then construction season, which never seems to end. You know, which is fine. Always good with renewal. All right, so now we got a lot of things bopping now. So so the main goal now is just for us to get quarterly earnings of whatever number that is, and company value. So when that's done, I don't know, confetti pops up, and then everybody's happy, and we're good. Now, one thing I've noticed too is that there was one more industry that we were able to build, I suspect, or at least deliver. That's the home decor. So where was that? Under shops, right? So is that when these towns get big enough? Is that one more thing that they require in this scenario?
Yes, exactly.
And that's wood.
Going to be. Yes, so they will have furniture, wood furniture, and I think for some you also need cloth for combining that with wood. So that will be requested later on once the city gets bigger, and then also the whole oil industry, chemical industry, and all of that stuff that will just get unlocked one after a certain amount of years. For some industries, and the other whenever the city requires the goods.
And that's cool too, because that so with there's like wood, like nightstand. Some things are made out of wood, and then some furniture that you could sit down on or whatnot has cloth, so that's going to be cotton. And the oil industry might be needed for the appliances, for the plastics and metal and stuff that might be in refrigerators or washing machines and stuff. Indrid says that she's dropping a key in 15 minutes on the Discord. We are dropping keys for Industry Giants 4.0 if you guys are interested. !Discord. Everybody can join that one. And our giveaway will be in there. Otherwise, the link at the top of the chat, down below in the description, or the game's out now in early access on Steam, so just check it out there. And all these scenarios start in 1950, so our setup will always be the same with agriculture, farming. This is the way to kind of make some base cash.
For now, yes.
For now. Okay.
But obviously, we also want to have players, or give the player the option to start with a different industry. So, but that's obviously again heavily tied to balancing. So we need to make sure that this really works out well before we deliver it.
I got you. So 81% now on the utilization of the truck depot. So we're gonna need a little bit of time for these towns to grow, and then unlock that next thing. All right, cool. I want to check out a new scenario. Oh, I've noticed it actually saved my demo saves. Clever. Oh wait. Yeah. Wow. Two towns. All right, let's go to a new scenario. Let's check out a new map chat. Now, this next one's going to be bigger by double? No, a little bit bigger. So that was
if
neighbors.
you play the 6x6, yeah,
6x6?
if you play the 6, that's what, 36, and we had 16 to 36. So that's actually almost double, more than double, right?
Yeah. Yeah, 4 to 6 to 8. And 3 is the tutorial. So a huge mountain constrain your expansion in this map, so it'll be a challenge to connect 3 cities. Oh, now we're stepping it up to 3 with the industries. Earn enough money and you won't have to go around the mountain. You will move them. Ooh, very symbolic. Let's start with easy again. And again, remember, chat, you can do custom difficulties that give you lower starting budget or lower money. Don't forget about bribes and regulatory fees. Now, see, that's interesting because they did imply that, where there is a way you can get on the mayor's good side. And, you know, you just... These are called gifts, chat. They're not bribes. They're non-taxable gifts to government officials that totally won't buy any sort of favor. That never happens in the real world at all. This is why this is a fictional video game. Would never happen. All right, cool. So we've got... oh boy, are these real cities?
No.
Now I'm starting to see...
We did have a version where there were real cities, but no.
Okay, but every time a player plays, these zones will be the same names?
Yes.
Okay.
But you can also rename the zones.
Oh, you can. Oh. Ooh, there's only one bridge. Oh, we can build bridges, though. Of course we can. We're an industry giant. Oh, there's an airport. Whoa! Hey, and of course, I saw this in the trailer, Air Dodo, which is funny. Oh, propeller planes. All right. That looks nice. Hinting at perhaps another way to transport goods in the future. That's cool. And, oh, that's global market. Oh, we could ship globally? Ah, like you said with the seaport.
Yes, so they're both working the same, basically.
That's cool. Oh, this is a very, very pretty map. Very pretty. So
if you had to choose a plane that will make it into the game, which one would it be?
Oh, it depends on the error, I suppose. But 747 cargo variant, nose open hatch would be great. Transporting cars, that'd be cool.
Okay.
But
I'll note that down.
I'm not too familiar with planes, honestly. But 747 would be good. Chat, any suggestions for cargo planes that you'd like to see in the game? There is one There's one that I like to play with in some other games that I often see, and I can't remember that. It's a common one that then has like a D variant to it for delivery, or F. I think it's a DF or something. Damn, it's like a 767D or something like that, or something. I can't remember. I'd have to take a look at the pictures and see, but I do love myself some cargo jets. Those are pretty cool, especially when you see stuff being pulled out of those. A lot of people in the chat saying the Anatov. 1950, people want to see a DC-3.
Well, it's a fairly small plane, though.
Yeah, these are relatively small. Still pretty large for a plane, honestly, but I like how they got some wear and tear on them, too. That's nice. All right, we need to start in a town, then. Where are we going? Oh, and there's a port here, too. So opposite sides of the map both have different industries. Or,
yes.
Markets. Access
Global
to
market access, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there's already a train line connected to it. Oh. And that train line seems to... Oh, there's some endpoints to it. Oh, it's incomplete. Interesting. Wasteful government spending, as usual. All right. So we have a town here. Lots of mining here. Where's another town? So there should be 3 on this map. Oh, here we are. Schwartzberg down here. And... oh, there's the 3rd one. Of course not. Hiding here in the mountains. Pretty. I think I'm going to start with the one on the river. Because that's pretty. And I'm assuming the regular demands, yep. It is nice that they start out with predictable and understandable demands. People are going to need to be given shelter, which they've already started to build, and then food and clothing. And that makes sense. That's always going to be in demand. Unless you're in a nudist colony, but, you know, it's got an E rating, chat, so just relax. All right. What is the biggest map currently? Well, I guess as of tomorrow, that'll be the 10 by 10 kilometer, right? 100 kilometer square?
Exactly.
Oh, Chad also wants to see supply helicopters like Chinooks and stuff. Do you own the port or airport, or is it service? It's public access. We can connect to rail lines going up there. So I guess that's a good way to ship out your extra goods if you're making too much. You don't have to let them spoil. That's nice. All right, chat, we got to get started. We got to build the farm again. So, same drill, different map. But now, we've only got certain areas that have agricultural access. Oh, that's perfect. Right over here in the valley. At Arnoldstein. And that's a dirt road there. A little more flatter land. This is nice. Closer the better, I guess, for us for deliveries. Mandatory fun. This is mandatory fun indeed. C5 Galaxy. That's a big boy right there too.
That's a huge one. Yeah.
That's a big, big. Yep. Let's see. You know, I'm actually quite impressed with the ability of road making in this one too. It builds roads how I would like them to be built, rather than being, I don't know. Road building in games is very yes or no. It's like hair in certain characters. I've seen games made by multi-million dollar developers that can't get hair. It's either you're good or it's not great. There's no in between, and it seems to be the same with roads. And this is good. Like, look at this. You got a beautiful blend between the road surface and like the tarmac of the industry that's being built, and then a lovely curve all the way back to the intersection. And now we can also replace. Let's see how the replace tool works. Oh, it does it in nodes. Oh, love it. Nice. Okay, that's perfect. All right, we're gonna put in a little more time. Yep.
If you hold shift in the replace mode, it will actually break it down in even smaller pieces.
Oh. So I could even make part of that a high... Oh.
Yeah.
We could make that a highway, but our road vehicles, I know, are limited to 43 for now. But like you mentioned, pre-planning, building that 129-kilometer road large will help you when you build some faster trucks in the future.
Yep.
Waiting through time. I like this map. This is a good map, too. What's up, Jacqueline Hyde? Welcome, dude. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you all here. Welcome to the new farm. All right, so we got to produce those veggies again. What's up, Tan? Welcome. Home from work, ready for the weekend. Is everybody having pizza? Pizza's pretty popular on a Friday. And then there is a way, chat, to make packaged vegetables too, which includes the sawmill, which has to make like packaging, like crates. And then that could be shipped to a store too. And I assume that increases the quality because it's an extra step. Extra fancy. We're getting bougie now. Putting it in a box, that's going to cost you. Dearly. Okay, so let's do a... So Truck Depot 1, we're going to go ahead and call this... Now, so now we're going to start naming things the way we should. Not be so hasty, chat. Okay. And we know we're going to need more trucks eventually for many different things, so let's start with 10. Oh, that's contracts. Yeah, that's what we want. 10 vehicles. 30 days makes sense because it'll take a while for the crops to grow, so that's not urgent or anything. Then we got to pick the truck type. We'll go with the base. And then depot there. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, cool. Oh, and look at that. There's like all the silage wrapped up and stuff too. Actually, that looks like cotton all stacked up. Different pallets and things all laying around. Greenhouses. Oh, and even AC units working too. Or climate control for the greenhouse. Makes sense. Details. Okay, now we got to build our...
There's actually a little Easter egg in the greenhouse.
Easter egg. Butterflies?
Exactly.
Wow. It produces butter. I couldn't believe... I found out the other day that's where they come from. Yeah. Alright, time for stores. So this time I'm going to start with the larger grocery store. Because I learned my lesson last time. And then does building... Like, does deleting buildings... Okay, that's not a thing at the moment, but I'm assuming... Are you thinking that when it comes to reputation in the future, destroying people's homes and then building your grocery store where they once used to live, is that going to affect your relation with the town and stuff?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That will be part of it then.
So people won't like their homes destroyed. We've learned that today. No idea. Oh, that's so nice. Okay. Now onto a shop. Alright, so now we're going to see a medium grocery store for the first time. What's up, Deathstroke? Good to see you, man. Welcome aboard. What is this? The Crave Cave. Wow. Now we can make a delivery. From the farm to the grocery store. Oh, books are here too. We got meat products, alcohol. Oh, this is what's sold at this store then, maybe. Or what maybe can come from the farm. Wheat products, okay. We'll start with 1,000, scale up as needed. Okay, so that's one thing taken care of. And there's that city on the other side, so we could definitely build a tunnel through to the other side, but that's a little much. So we could build a county road that goes all the way around, and we could supply this town with food too, unless there's a closer farming area. Which for me, the easiest way to see that is the agricultural farm. Yeah, looks like this will be the easiest way to supply. Let me know if you start shipping canned goods. I have a good name. Oh, that's a good point. If there could be industries to increase preservation instead of just upgrades. Is that a thing too? Like a cannery?
Not yet, but yeah, definitely makes sense, and I guess will be something at least we look into in the future.
Yeah, that's good feedback, because that could create a whole nother, not just like an upgrade to a building, but a whole new industry. Which would be really neat. Oh, look at that, chat. It's pretty cool just building a mountain road. The road system is not really fighting us, it's kind of just working with us here. Very nice. Oh yeah, we got to hold shift to link in with the road, which is nice too. The auto landscaping and how the pieces come together is pleasing. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of like having to go back and delete and angle things too specifically. That might be more of a thing in a city, and as the cities grow, they'll build buildings around. So I guess there's a way where you could try to pre-plan a city, like you could try to make it a little more grid-like if you wanted. And that might help if you're trying to lay out your industries. Like if you're trying to put two stores next to each other, you could build a long straight road and then put two stores next to each other. So that's helpful. So let's see if we can supply 2 grocery stores. So what's the point of a warehouse? That's to transfer 2 trains from trucks? Is there any other reason?
It can also be used as a hub. So if you have like a big industrial area and you want to use trains to get all of the goods in there, but then spread it out with trucks into different cities, that will be another use for it.
So I could produce all my food here, load it up onto the trains to reach the furthest city if I wanted, and then yeah. So then I need another
2 trucks again.
Yeah, so we'd need 2 depots then, or another logistics center at the end. Okay, and then we'd need another truck depot to go to this logistics center to then have a line going back and forth to wherever it's going. That's great. I like that. It's probably one of my. It's a little more complicated, but it's cool to be able to, when you can diversify shipping like that, to try to bring in both types of vehicles. It's nice to get multiple vehicles. It feels more right. It's a cool way to do things, especially if you're going to start dealing with maps that are 10 by 10. That's going to be more complicated. All right, so then we've got another store to build. We go with another medium grocery store over there. So what are some of the more complex industries that are planned? Like, for example, cars. Those would take quite a bit of materials. Glass, metal, oil, maybe.
Yeah. So for now, I think what we have in, or the most complex we have in, is computers, TVs, and actually the clothing gets also quite complicated because you'll have advanced clothes that have like neoprene textiles and all that stuff. So yeah, actually it gets quite complex pretty quickly, as you experienced in the other map.
That's true, yeah, because then you can have multi-steps. You're right with the clothing. Cotton to fabric or textile to then textile clothes. And then that could have also been, I could have looped a furniture factory into that too, which then would have to have pulled from the logging industry. So we would have had wood and then textiles coming over from that. Oh my God.
And then you have shoes, which require rubber. And so now you all of a sudden need to incorporate the oil industry into that chain as well.
Oh, I didn't select a depot for those. Good thing we have those tips up there. Oh good, everything's resolved. Excellent. But food's not at the end of its season yet, so we're fine. Just finishing. Okay, so food is set up to 2 towns. Then our third town, which is down there, Schwartzberg. Okay, so let's try this more complicated depot now. Chat, we're getting into big brain emote territory. Any extreme weather?
Not yet, no. But that could be a random event that we implement. But not visually, I'm afraid, at least for now.
It would be nice to have some rainy days. Now, chat, we're going to try to ship things down here via train. And then where's the logging industry? Right next door. Perfect. But we won't be able to sawmill it here unless we go here. Nature reserve, so I don't know if I can build through there. Now we're starting to get into more complicated restrictions. Logistics center. Okay, so we'll connect the industry now for logging. We'll start that for the first town. But that's where that pre-planning is going to come into play, since we built that depot. Is there a pollution factor? Good question.
Also not yet. So, but also something we discussed. That might be interesting. But it also adds, again, more complexity, so.
True. Good here, Rise. Thank you very much for the 6 months as a member. Welcome, guys. Good to see you all here. I'm focused on becoming a giant of industry. An industry giant. Okay, see this I like. Now I got a bunch of industries that are starting to kind of smush together. And now it's going to be kind of a area where there's going to be a lot more traffic and action. So that's going to be cool. And then, is there going to be ways for us in the future to make like one-way roads and then kind of that lets us make roundabouts and traffic control?
We specifically focused not too much on traffic control, because we think there is other games that do a really good job on that. But yeah, I mean, something or stuff like one-way roads and all that should be pretty easy to implement now that we have the road system in place.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely thinkable.
Now, I've also noticed we have a railroad, and we have a replace option, too. Are we going to get high-speed rail lines eventually?
I'd say so, yeah.
Oh.
So different rail types for different speeds, yeah.
All right, that's cool. I do like that. There's our logging camp. $20, yeah, take my money, thank you. Yeah, if you guys want to learn more about the game and get it today, make sure you check the description, or there's a pinned message up at the top. There does seem to be quite a bit of cool complexity here. It seems like the best parts of the game we haven't yet seen ourselves, where I really like the what we're doing right now, which is getting a bunch of industries together in one place. We can have like a large industrial zone. But obviously it goes well beyond that, with then trying to maximize the output and optimization of those industries. And, you know, money. We all like money. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, can we get a level crossing here? Ah, we can. Connection not possible. No.
Maybe you need to do the rail line first and then cross it with the road.
Ah, yeah, that might work.
It may need a bit more spacing.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, it looks like if I try to connect it directly, it's not connecting, but I have to curve it slightly.
Mm-hmm. That's something we need to look into, because that shouldn't happen.
We found chat QA. We're helping. Hey, we've done that before, but many a game. Devs watching and doing hot fixes and stuff. I mean, this isn't urgent, but you know, throw it in the pile. There's a lot to do, I'm sure.
I mean, what happens if you press shift when you build it?
I did try that too. No, it didn't seem to respond to that.
So it needs, okay.
But it does seem... We'll have to build a little further away, okay. See how close we can build. There we go. Dreaded triple crossing. Boy, oh boy. Is that the dev chatting? Yes, we have a developer in the... Well, in both the chat and also on a Discord call with us. So if you have any questions about the game, or if you got it for yourself or whatnot, and want to suggest some feedback, or say I like it, or love it, or gotta have it, or tall venti latte or whatever, go ahead. Okay, now we got to make a road to the old sawmill. But let's try to get the train lines done. This is great. At this point, honestly, you don't even have to unpause the game for like an hour. You could play for hours paused, setting up all your roads and not even start anything, especially if you have enough cash. If you were skilled enough, you could get very far in the game. I could see this. Where you could have a lot of things set up and know how things are going to work in advance and then just have it all kind of set up and ready to go. You just got to wait then for nature to take its course with growing food and stuff. Is that a rail bridge there? Oh. Oh, I could almost do a full loop. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, maybe make a bridge over the 3 tracks? We could do that too, yeah. I did want to see how it would handle multiple things, but oh, look at that. Oh, we get a double track when we lay down railroad. Good.
Yeah.
And then that goes across the bridge.
We also decided to. We also decided to go for that approach to just make it a bit easier. And I do understand that people may want to like build single tracks. But yeah, as I mentioned before or earlier, the infrastructure building was not the main focus for us, because I mean it's not transport giant or I don't know, railroad giant or whatever, but it's industry giant. So focus was on industry and
Okay, I think we've got that all connected. Now, if a sawmill is connected via rail, or rather, if a building has a road or rail connection, you can do one or the other. You don't have to do both. I think we just have to do one. Oh, look at that. That's going to be nice. Cool. Looking good. So then we got options, chat, for all of our industries. We need to connect road here, though. So what we learned is that industries connect through each other. So we don't have to connect things via a road. We can connect things via industries. So that means they can drive through the sawmill to get to the logistics center. And the farm has multiple ways through it too, so they could also drive through the farm. Okay, cool. Alright, so food should be ready to be shipped out. And then let's turn on our logging center. That's connected to the sawmill. There. So, production of trees. Can we make a dino nugget industry? Well, there is a like processed food or a food factory, so I think that is something we could definitely do. Pretty rails, yeah. Oh, construction is free on these. Alright, we're on pausing. If the top left indicator is correct, you've blown through 900 million. We'll need you to clean out your office. Hey! Come on now. And now this is our company value. Okay, this is a good thing. Value is good. Let's see. Oh, trucks are already starting to roll. Oh, we need to assign a rail depot, too. Train depot. Rail depot. One-way connection there. Oh, I guess we could build that over here. Although that's prime farmland. Oh, see, we don't want to build stuff where some of our good land is. I guess this would be a fine location. Does the game come with a monocle and a top hat? Ultra Collector's Edition? Hold on. Alright, we'll build a rail depot there. Okay, let's connect our rail lines. Chill music, isn't it? Yeah, some of the music is from Industry Giant 2. There's an option to turn that on if you want it. Alright, so we're ready to do rails. So we got logs ready to go. Storage overview station. Oh, that's our logistics center. Sawmill is here. Wooden shavings again. Does it also include unions and strikes? I don't see anything on employee wages. Or like, yeah, any sort of like payment to them. Let's see. Ooh, we have marketing though. And taxes. Yeah, we do need to buy a train. We'll buy 2. 2 times 4, 30-day depot 1. We'll call this Landgau Train Depot.
See, I just realized my microphone died.
Oh, hello.
There you go. Hi.
No, that's going to be the logistics center. Well, welcome back.
Well, thank you.
We got all of our sawmills. Okay, cool. All right, how are we doing? Let's see. Where do we get trucks going? Oh, we're starting to make money, so I can only imagine that things have been delivered. And if we're going to do the wood shavings next, that means we got to start with those hardware stores. Mandatory strikes on Fridays. Oh, like Casual Friday? Implement a Casual Friday policy. We want a hardware store. There it is. We'll go medium this time. Again. So, if industries get an upgrade, what about stores and shops? Do they? Is that going to be a planned thing in the future?
Yes. So we're actually thinking about adding department stores and large shopping malls.
Oh.
Maybe they will have chain connection as well.
Well, that'd be great because then you could combine a grocery hardware store together. Oh
yeah.
Man, there'd be a lot of deliveries zipping into the town. I think that'd be a great idea. Okay, medium hardware stores ready. Oh, and that's great. When it starts to get cold, the snow and stuff comes onto the mountains first and works its way down. That's pretty cool. And then all the trees start to get dusted. Boy, for a game that's about industry and industry focused, you guys accidentally made a pretty world. Oops. Great for screenshots. Sorry. Is there like a photo mode? That would actually be quite nice for people to share their complicated spaghetti, production chains and all that when things start getting real complicated.
Yeah, you just have to manually hide the zones on the right layer menu, the very top one.
Oh yeah, and then you could just kind of cut out the HUD, but yeah.
And then Control Y, or it might be Control Z for you, should hide everything you're going to switch on.
Oh, nice. Out of curiosity. Oh, cool. I've got an Xbox controller plugged in. Nice for panning.
And that works, right? Yeah.
That's perfect for... I know devs use that often for like a cool, cutscenes or whatever.
Yeah, that's why we implemented it,
yeah,
to be honest.
I've seen that a lot.
For that.
Yep. So Chad, if you got an Xbox controller around, you can plug this in after you... Actually, you can follow your railways this way without following a train. It looks really cool. You can follow your whole railroad. I mean, it's cool. Like, in the day of social media and a million discords, someone would be like, hey, man, check this game out. It's called Industry Giant 4. Look at this cool railroad I built. No way. Like, cool. I like that. I want to get that game, too. That's cool. So, Control Y, chat, if you hide the zones. And look at that. Even the the left and right trigger zoom in. That's awesome. So look at the... it shows the loading crane and stuff, too, with some of the container. Oh, and the forklift zipping around. Let's go. You see that? Oh, damn. The world is alive. Outstanding. I love the little details.
Yeah.
For a macro game.
We also want to add more of that.
Oh, yeah. little secrets?
Yeah.
Little Easter eggs?
Yeah, and also just stuff that's happening, like, to give it more living world, yeah. I've also seen people asking for pedestrians walking roads or walking the sidewalks. And that, I mean, obviously, again, is a big performance factor. So we did not dare to tackle that yet, to be honest.
Yeah, all that stuff's going to come later as a bonus, because this isn't so much a city builder, although it certainly is, because you're helping cities to grow. It's a city grower, but it's just easier to call it a city builder, but on the hands-off approach to government. It's more on logistics and commerce, really. Yeah. Slush in the median is a nice touch. Dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you guys, like, the roads look great. So there certainly is a lot of nice things going on there. Okay, so where were we? So we started to make some cash. I think we're delivery. I don't know if I actually started that. My wood delivery up north. Oh yeah, we gotta get these chips delivered. These wood shavings. Speaking of chips, what's a good flavor? Chat. What's a good chip flavor? Maybe we can get those in stock at the grocery store. We'll just have to grow some potatoes. I mean, we are growing vegetables now, so they're just raw. You know, it's a DIY chips, chat. Potatoes. We're delivering those to the grocery stores. Pickle, popcorners. Oh, and bacon. Popcorners are good. It's like corn-based chip, like a Dorito. Okay, let's see what this says now for our depot usage. And I think the train depot probably tells us usage too. So that's 36 on the road depot. Train depot says probably 0. Yeah. And that does say the same thing. So I like the information on that. 35% there. So did we set up the sawmill to make chips? We did. Shavings. Okay, so we need a new truck line. So truck line's got to go from there to there. Luckily, the stores have a giant sign above them showing you what the industry is. Shopping bag. Shovels. Makes sense. Let's see. So wood shavings again. And we'll call that good for now. So, I guess it's initialize your industries, optimize. Initialize, specialize, optimize. Optimize prime. Sweet Baby Ray's almond roasted jalapeno. Are you kidding me? That's not a thing. Oh, jalapeno cheddar or sour cream and onion, yeah. Chat's hungry.
Makes me hungry as well.
I know. And you're having pizza.
I had just 2 slices.
All right, that's fine.
That's all they gave me.
Hey, you're celebrating though, you know?
Yeah.
You can live a little. You having a big day. How's it feel now? So now you as a person could say, I launched a game. Well, at least into early access. How does that feel? Like, are you scared now for 1.0? And how do you think it's going for you?
To be honest, for now it feels effing good.
Oh, really? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because it seems like there's not too many issues, and I mean, it seems like you're enjoying the game. Your community seems to enjoy your stream. Same with Riding Bull. I mean, we did already get some not so good reviews, let's say. But yeah, all in all, it feels like we're heading in the right direction, and it really takes off quite a burden of me right now.
That's good. And with that feedback too on what you could change, you know, probably from Steam reviews and stuff, you'd focus on those things first and the biggest issues, and then if you can tally all that up and tackle that, which it seems like those should be possible things. Because this game seems pretty straightforward, like, you know, in terms of like what the goal is you're trying to be the biggest industry giant you can be, so you add more to it later after you fix some of the core things, and then so you get optimization and content, which is interestingly enough, how you're making a game is exactly what you're trying to do in this game as well. You're trying to create things and then get them to where they're going, and then iron out the things that are preventing it from going the way you want. Wow.
Yep.
That's interesting. Say la vie. It's the game itself. Oh, look at all the little cars and stuff. Oh, what about a day-night cycle?
So I think to enable that for someone to make screenshots and videos, yes. But I think there is too many players that would turn that off instantly during gameplay.
Yep, I'm one of them for sure. I've been doing that with a couple of building games lately. Yeah. But I was just thinking, like, when I was zooming in on the road street lights and like seeing all the lighting and stuff, that would So that would definitely be like eye candy for the Steam store page, you know, for the screenshots and for anybody making content or who, I don't know. Chat, how do you, all right, one in the chat if you like a game to just be daytime, like you don't really, you don't care or you're indifferent on a day-night cycle, like you could do without it. Like if it's there, great. If it's not, you know, whatever. Like you don't mind. You just want it to be like high noon, no shadows, like bright daytime. Or do you like the day-night cycle? 2 for day-night cycle, or 1 for, just make it noon, make it bright, or whatever. There are ways that games try to make it a day-night cycle too, where they'll give you like a little torch and it'll brighten up the light around your cursor. But can you do a roundabout? You can, but there's not one-way roads, so I could make like a round 2-way road, which kind of would be weird, but yeah. I'm seeing a lot of 2s in the chat. Got to be able to use to see still. So you guys want day-night cycle, but hell, that would have been a good poll to put in the start of the chat. Let's put a poll in for the next 15 minutes. Emma, can you do a poll on our on the Discord, on the Twitch chat? I'll try to do one on YouTube. Let's see. Let's see, chat. So I know it's different like for survival games because that, of course, is simulating a more important thing, which is time. But here it's quarter. It's more, the scale here is bigger. It's quarterly, seasonally kind of thing. So interesting to know. But oh, you can't do it? Oh, all right. But yeah, interesting thing to think about. All right, where are we at for our money? We need more of that, the money. Oh, trucks are shipping things out. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, we'll need more of those. I'm gonna buy 10 more trucks in 2 weeks. Okay, and then as for like visualizations of trucks, are there plans to show what they're actually hauling? A lot of things are like van beds if they're hauling cargo, empty if they're not.
So, yeah. So currently it is just the van bed if it's empty, or has the container if it has something loaded on. You can click on the vehicle and go to the storage tab, and then you will see what exactly is loaded. But what we want to do is have different beds for, let's say, if you're loading the logs, that they have like the loading. I'm not sure what they call it in English, but that you actually see the logs loaded on there, but not the specific good for anything that not.
The visualization is good. It gives you a sense of like, my stuff's working. I see my logs going without even having to check a menu.
Yeah,
that's nice. That's just a thing to consider. Oh, and again, look chat, the industries with the snow showing where pathing goes. That's so cool. You can see where trucks were backing in to load. That's really cool. A couple of people got a little swervy there on the roads. Maybe hit a patch of ice coming into the depot. Okay, so we got 2 of the towns with wood and food now. I'm like ignoring the other city for now. But they do have... Oh, we got to build a road depot here too then. So we can get them what they need to. So... truck depots under roads, I see. You like to be able to toggle? Yeah. For day-night cycles, for sure. And maybe we'll build this truck depot down here. You want multiplayer above all? Multiplayer is confirmed and will be coming soon, I suppose. Is there like a particular date you're shooting for? For multiplayer?
For multiplayer, it's gotta be. Yeah, we really need to, I guess, invest more or less the whole next year for that. At least we think it's going to take that long.
And what do you think would be the? Do you have a release window, a goal for 1.0?
I would say in roughly 1 year.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's going to be exactly 1 year, but around 12 months for development. That's what we
so
at least planned.
Multiplayer maybe closer to 1.0.
Yeah.
And then just before, during, and then release. Okay. And how many players for multiplayer? What do you have in mind?
Yeah, not really decided yet. So it might turn out that we're not going to be able to accommodate many. But I would say if we're not able to do 4 players or maybe even 6 players, it's no sense doing it anyways, or at all. So I would say maybe in that ballpark, 4 to 6, maybe 8 players. But it's definitely not going to be something like 20 players on one map. I'd highly doubt that we are going to be able to do that.
No MMO. You're not making 1,200 players in a
well,
100 square kilometer map. Just make one continuous game. Everyone
maybe
has to
for
join.
Industry Giant 7.
Wow. Yeah, Industry Giant 7. This time it's personal. Revenge of the Industries. Oh, that's going to be tricky. Uh-oh. That's right. I can funnel that all under one. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that for now. What we can do, Chad, is we can just have these rail lines converge over here. We can do whatever. It doesn't have to be so complicated. What's also nice, too, Chad, is in these... For those of you who don't like setting up train signals, I don't see any of that in the game. It seems to just automatically be able to ship things via train. So there's not the... you don't have to create block sections of track or worry about train maintenance aside from the cost. So it doesn't look... There's not vehicle breakdowns or anything, is there?
Not yet, no. I mean, we've been discussing it, but it all ties back into we wanted to make sure that it doesn't have that heavy focus on infrastructure,
yeah,
but rather on other aspects in the game. Basically, trains do know that there are sections of rail tracks, and they just reserve a section of track, what you would otherwise do with signals.
Oh, okay. All right, so for our logistics center, so I want to ship things to one logistics center to then ship to another one. So we would create a truck line. Let's say we wanted to do vegetables. I want to build that industry. Actually, wait, I could add more industry here. So maybe we could just have this farm only do food. And then we'll build another one elsewhere for cotton or something. Will we one day be getting campaigns with missions in them like an Industry Giant 2?
So for campaigns... we will need to see, because, well, for me, what a campaign or what is a campaign is that it's basically missions that follow up on each other and then have like an overarching story or something like that.
Right.
So that's not, in any case, that's not going to happen soon. But yeah, I mean, we've discussed it. We're looking into it, but like this really tied together system that forms a campaign might not happen, at least not in the near future.
Packaged vegetables. All right, so we're making more vegetables. So storage, we have 250 out of 3,000. So I built another production chain, but I didn't get that 1,500 boost for the storage. Is there another way I could boost storage at the agricultural farm?
I did it not.
No. I started another production chain of unpackaged vegetables. But I'm still at my base 3,000.
We will need to look into that, because it should be, I think, at least 1,500 more now.
Okay. I'm going to send stuff from there to there. And on occasion, my mouse cursor disappears too. Okay, let's connect our depots together. Now we're going to ship things out via train, so we're going to start sending vegetables over. Yeah, I agree with you, Mooney Frosty, for sure. Oh, we have to wait till the cargo is there. Maybe. So for yeah, go ahead.
For logistics centers, they work a little bit differently.
Okay.
So what you need to do is you have to buy an extension, a building extension, and decide what you want to store in that. So you would need to right now buy the storage expansion for, and it's in the storage, or should be in the storage tab. Yes, and add a building module, and then select what you want to store in there.
Okay, so agriculture. So I have to specialize.
Yeah, and that costs something, and also has maintenance costs. But I'm pretty sure right now you could also just add all storage types, and then that's it.
So wood, agricultural, mineral, metal, mechanics and technology, consumer goods and chemicals can all be stored there. Okay. Okay, so then I need to add a storage to the other end.
Yeah, and that should actually cover all goods we have in the game right now.
Okay. Agriculture, okay. Ah, okay. So when you build the storage, then it allows you to pick the cargo.
Actually, there is a little check mark on the top which says filter for relevant. If you take that out, you also see all goods. But yeah, since you didn't have any extension, the system told you, okay, there is nothing relevant to transport.
That makes sense, because there wasn't anything built there to store.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense. Okay, so now I hope the trucks will come to deliver vegetables to the depot, and then the train will come and pick that up to transfer it to the other depot. And then I just need to make sure I set up this line. You know, I could totally see this a game being very stressful, especially when you're trying to optimize to hit those end goals. Like you said, you can't, it's not a yearly thing where you hit speed 3 and walk away and go like make dinner and then just come back to hitting the goal. The quarterly could be the most stressful thing in the game. Like company value, you just get there eventually by building. But honestly, this is rather peaceful, and although we're on speed 1, things are moving fast, but not too fast. Like there's stuff going on, but I'm not overwhelmed, but it's not, there's nothing not going on either. There's stuff. So it's a really good, like, chill. The music gives the vibe that the game gives with the, you know, with the gradual scaling up of things. Like I don't feel like I'm behind. I don't feel like I'm ahead on things. This is very much the player's pace. I mean, money will determine whether or not you do that, but yeah, I mean, it's given a pace with the music, and that fits the gameplay so far, anyway. You know, because like when you start another builder game where there's like 45 towns, 700 industries, and it's connect whatever you want, and things are constantly changing, that can get a little stressful even where to start. That's like when you know, with a dog, if you were to throw a tennis ball to it, maybe it'll chase the ball. That's what this feels like, or one or two balls or something, right? But some of those other games are like dumping out an entire box of balls, and it's like you have no idea where to start. You're just overwhelmed even where to begin. You could spend an hour looking at the map, but here it's like it's pretty obvious like where to begin. Agriculture, wood, and then as you mentioned, if you start in different eras, those initial demands might be different too. Like maybe they won't want food, maybe it'll be computers right off the bat, which would then again take a long time to start that production chain, but oh so satisfying when you finally turn it on. It's like when you get all the Christmas lights set up on the tree and then you finally plug it in and the house doesn't burst into flame and you're like, yes, another year. I made it. It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
All right, good. Oh, and then we have Truck Depot 2, so we'll call that one. Oh, I turned off my zones. And they are... Oh, I also turned off the town names.
Oh, that's in the bottom category on the right side of the screen.
Bottom category. Ah, very good. Oh, okay, that's part of... Oh, there's even more.
Yep.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, so we'll just call this Langau, even though it's in the other town. It's fine. At your age, it's not a bad deal. Yeah, the pacing. Well, it's nice because we're not playing a match of Call of Duty here. we're just connecting. We're putting things on the map and then connecting them. And like I mentioned, chat, we're trying to do things also somewhat beautifully. Where like look at that. That is kind of nice. For a game that's not going for infrastructure, it's kind of nice looking infrastructure. Oops. But
it's not like losing a game of Broken Arrow to you, right?
Right. Did I get you?
Hey, you did.
Wait, what? You were in a game? Did you play with us?
Yeah.
What? No.
I think it was. Yeah.
No
it was
way.
Yesterday or the day before.
Bro, you were you were in a Broken Arrow game? No way. Oh, you were. I remember the name now.
Yeah.
Bro. Dude, we got you. All right. Hey, come play.
Yeah,
we're playing tonight.
Pretty
That's
good.
cool. That's cool. That's awesome, man. No. Oh wow. That was great.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying all the games I've been having. It's been a great year for games. So many good launches, betas, demos. Yeah. And this is no different. Bro, wow. That moment, though. That's going to be that is now a YouTube short. All right. Let's see. 5 trucks is good. That's good. I love hearing, by the way, when devs play games that are like completely... You know what? When you find out that developers also play games and other games that you like, it's like when you see a teacher that you went, like either you grow up and you get older and you see them out like at the grocery store, or when you're young and you realize they don't live at the school and you just see them like at the, like at the library or something, or you see them driving their car. It's like, oh my God. It's like, dude, developers game 2 and they like have homes and like families and lives, dude. Like, yes, I also...
Wow.
Not only do I make games, dude, I also play them as well. No way! Dude, we should hang out. We should play games, dude. Well, you guys should definitely play this game. Industry Giant 4.0 is out now in early access on Steam. Message pinned at the top of the chat and also down below in the description if you want to get it. Otherwise, check Steam anytime. We did enjoy the demos / updated demos and playlists that we played. I hope you guys all had a chance too. So no longer do you need to wait to play. Today's the day. So pretty cool stuff. Mats, is it Mats? I couldn't tell by the spelling. Matze.
It is actually, my nickname is Matze, but just Matthias.
Oh, Matthias. Oh, okay. All right, Matze. Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you very much for joining us. That is about all the time we have today for Industry Giant 4.0, though. But what a hilarious ending. But I'm going to save this map here, and I think we'll come back to this one. Because I appreciate the subtle scaling up in the game, which is very nice. So, but thank you very much for joining me. Chat, if you have any last minute questions or whatnot, feel welcome to ask in the chat. And leave your comments down below. And by the way, everybody, please do leave your questions now. We'll try to do a lightning round on last minute questions. But remember, we're giving away copies to this game in the Discord. So if you're thinking you kind of want it, you can have it. Just join our Discord, and we're going to drop some more keys, maybe later today and stuff throughout the day, so everyone gets a chance. But yeah, multiplayer, we're definitely going to play multiplayer in the future with friends, so I'll try to get maybe Uthris, Elmox, those would be guys who'd definitely be good there, or, I don't know, we'll see. So, Red, you can come play this as well, Red. I think you would enjoy this, because, again, if you've played other factory games that have production chains, this is relatively accessible. Like, it's pretty easy to understand farm, plus, I got to make boxes, I got to make, vegetables, so they all come together, and then you sent that to the grocery store. So, this is Unity or Unreal. This was Unreal Engine, right?
Yes. Unreal 5. Unreal 5.
So that'll be that for that then. Okay, well, cool. Well, thank you again, man, for joining. That was really nice. We very rarely we get a chance to chat with devs, but this was nice. I'm glad you put up with me for quite a few hours, but I had to put up with you eating pizza. I didn't get pizza. It's not fair, man. Hey, life's not fair. Life's not fair. It's all good.
Yeah.
But hey, dude, come play Broken Arrow tonight, all right? Come say hi.
Yeah.
Well,
cool. Thank you so much for having me. It was a blast, and I'll definitely play some more rounds of Broken Arrow.
You're more than welcome, man. All right, thank you guys for your time today. Thank you very much for subbing. Thanks for following, guys. By the way, I do want to give a shout out to like 14 billion gift bombs that were happening too. I was busy playing the game, but thank you again to Willie and Brian and Lyric, and thank you very much to Not Gaming for like 50 gifted memberships or so. Holy crap, plus the 20 on top of that. High 9, thanks for the gift bomb, as well as Rise, thanks for the Bear Cub membership as well. You guys are awesome. So I'm going to take a little break and go out on a walk or something. Go get some fresh air before I get into the fields of battle. So, but yeah, again, Industry Giant 4.0 out now in early access. Please do leave your comments down below on what you think you love, what you like, what you think could be better or different. And the devs will take that into account when they make changes, improvements, and prepare the game for 1.0 launch possibly a year in the future. And we'll definitely be playing multi. Dude, you want to 1v1 me in Industry Giants? Let's do it. Let's do it, man. Let's come back in a year's time. How about that?
Sure.
All right, let's do that.
Definitely.
1 year, dude. Now, here's what we got to do. We got to do that thing where we both take pictures of ourselves like we're in a boxing match, And we got to do that thing where it's like, and the lightning bolt down the middle with the verses and stuff. That's great. I got to get some tattoos so I'm more intimidating. All right, guys. I'll see y'all in a bit for our next stream. Thank you very much for watching. Dude, Matt said I'll see you in a bit, all right? I'm sure you're coming to the big battle. All right, cool. All right, have a good one. Thank you, man. I appreciate your time. All right, chat. Thank you very much for being here. I will see you all very soon. Bye, everybody.